We ain't doing no countdown. We ain't doing no countdown. Y'all some hoe ass niggas. Y'all some hoe ass niggas. We ain't doing the countdown. F it. Watch this. Harvey Levin, you on that list? You on that list? What? Harvey Levin's on the list? Here he is causing all this drama behind the scenes. He's on that list. What? Nobody wants to talk about this. What? Watch this. Let me show y'all something real quick. We go on Google. They post it. But TMZ, it's not on TMZ. It's only a couple of people talking about this. A couple of people on Twitter. Harvey Levin, why are you on the files? Huh? Shout out to Times Now World. Yeah. Where's the hoe ass niggas, man? Where they at? Where's my viewership? Where's my notification? Where's my viewership? If it wasn't for Ticket TV, I wouldn't even have found this out. If it wasn't for Ticket TV, I wouldn't even have found this out. Where's the outrage? Where's the black manosphere? This was because this was revealed a couple hours ago. Where's the black manosphere? Where's the manosphere? Where's all these hoe ass niggas when TMZ was trying to say that Corey Holcomb punched a woman when that wasn't even true? We're here to protect women. Where's these hoe ass niggas? Where they at? Where are they? Where are these hoe ass niggas? Y'all some bitch ass niggas, man. I'm telling you. Now, where all these? Oh man, Corey Holcomb a punk. He turned out the favorite. Why nobody commenting on this story? Harvey Levin using his influence, his status to protect a child predator. Where's the news? I only saw 2 channels covering this. On my mama, on my father. Eric, bruh. Only 2 channels covering this. This was, if it wasn't for Ticket TV, I wouldn't have found this out. This is crazy. I'm like, I gotta go live. I'm sitting there like, what? Where's these hoe ass niggas? I said, I gotta go live on this. Founder of TMZ. Corey Holcomb was right about this bitch ass nigga, man. He was right. This is a hoe ass nigga. Where are all the men that was all coming out in full force? Man, Corey Holcomb. Hey. I need y'all here. This man was protecting a child predator, trafficker, all those things y'all say y'all crash out for. Where are these dudes? Where are they? Where they at? Where are my viewers? Where's my views? Where they at? Oh, everybody went to bed. Let me go on Anton Daniels' channel. Let me go on this whole ass nigga's channel. Hold on for a second. Let me go on this dude's channel. Where we at? Why nobody want to talk about this? You know why? Because everything that Corey Holcomb said on his Tuesday show was right. Harvey Levin is connected. He's got his hands on a lot of things. I'm on Anton Daniels' channel right now. Nothing about Harvey Levin. Nothing about even the others. Nobody want to talk about Jay-Z on the list, and I already told you what I thought about Jay-Z. That's easy work. Nobody want to talk about Eminem on the list. They don't want to believe. Where's everybody's appetite? But you see, Kwame Brown was right. People are selectively. They want to be selectively righteous when it benefits them. It's only they're only gonna go at you if they don't like you, or if the media tells them not to like you. Then they'll have you all up on blast. Every day, every time I go on Twitter, I go on soccer Twitter, I see people talking about the same ish. Oh, Mbappe sucks, and Vinicius Jr. sucks. All the same ish. The media told you to hate those players. How come I can't find nothing about Harvey Levin? Nothing. Not on Anton Daniels' channel, because Corey Holcomb was right. Harvey Levin is connected. He said, remember, Corey Holcomb said on his show, and I'm about to show you the clip, because he's spoken on this many times in the past already on Harvey Levin. I'm talking about in the past. He's already talking about Harvey Levin in like 2018, 2019. But he said Harvey Levin was connected to Sean Hawley. Sean Hawley was on his ass. Sean Hawley's connected to a lot of people in the game. Sean Hawley is one of the main reasons why Tory Lanez and other people are in jail. But Sean Hawley is very tightly connected with Harvey Levin. Huh? This is some real shit that we talking about right here now. I'm about to show you. These people are connected. And then watch this. Sean Hawley connected to Tiffany Haddish. Now, she's connected to Tiffany Haddish. Who else do you think Sean Hawley's connected to? And you know, she's connected to Sean Hawley. That means Tiffany Haddish is connected and in leverage under Harvey Levin. Everything makes sense. That's why I didn't see no whole ass niggas talk about Pusha T being in it, and that's my guy. But he's on the files. Apparently, they're saying that he's some kind of handler in there. I would have never thought, right? But we got to talk about this. Why? No, I was like, no, I'm sitting there. Nobody want to talk about nothing. TMZ don't want to talk about it. They want to talk about Don Lemon. Who gives a f? Who cares about? Why nobody want to talk about you on the list, you on the files? They saying that you Jeffrey Epstein calls you a friend. Huh? A close friend? What a close friend of who? You, Harvey Levin, of all people, you don't want to put a statement. You don't want, nobody want to say nothing. I know somebody knows something. I'm doing my best Martin impression right now, but this is crazy work. This is diabolical work. This is demon work. Shout out to Corey Holcomb again. Why nobody want to talk about nothing? Because I bet you Anton Daniels, he got connections to Harvey Levin. He's got connections to these people are all connected. I don't even see a whole lot of YouTubers talking about it. Watch this. I'm gonna search more. Anton Daniels, TMZ. Let me see. I don't see nobody talking about this. Let me look at Anton Daniels' other channel, his main channel. Where this whole ass nigga at? Right. Okay, so that's the channel. What's his other main channel? Because he has another channel, but he's probably he barely uses that other channel that has 1 million subscribers. But so if it's not gonna be put here, he's not gonna put it on. But where everybody else at? Watch this. Let me show y'all something. It's only Ticket TV and Down the Rabbit Hole. Those are the only two channels I've seen cover this. Now, I don't know what Down the Rabbit Hole news. This is a new channel that I've seen. Why nobody want to talk about this? Who are the people that were even the people on YouTube? They're compromised. They connected to somebody. Nobody want to talk about this. It's the TMZ. He's the founder of TMZ. This should be news. Nobody. What? Nobody want to talk about this. Nobody want to go live. Nobody want to go. Yep. Harvey's in the files. The same person that Corey Holcomb was talking about all these years. I'm talking about all these years talking about this whole ass nigga. Where? And watch this. I'm Aaliyah, or I'm going to just call you Aaliyah. Where's these whole ass niggas at? It's only Ticket TV and one other female that has covered this. Nobody's covering this. If it wasn't for Ticket TV, I was literally going to fall asleep. I was literally gonna. I'm sitting there like, okay, Epstein files come out. They saying Jay-Z and the usual suspects, right? The only surprise to me was Pusha T, right? But then I see Harvey Levin. Oh, what did it say? They saying in the file, they're saying that was his friend, his close friend. Watch this. Because I saw the okay, so the file I'm gonna show you the full. Let me see if I can zoom in on this. Watch this. Because this is the summary right here. This is the summary. Not everybody's covering this. Nobody want to cover this. Harvey Levin, the founder of celebrity news website TMZ, is named in an email included a newly released tranche of documents related to the late financier and convicted S offender and child trafficker Jeffrey Big Jeff. In the email sent by the crisis communications executive Mike Strick to Epstein, Levin is described as a good friend. Why is Jeffrey Epstein described as your good friend? Oh, we'll talk about Pusha T. I'll even we'll cover Pusha T later. But Pusha T, remember, Pusha T is connected to Jay Z. Jay Z is on the files as well. Pusha T is, he's got connects in the industry. They're saying that Pusha T was like one of the handlers or something. So I haven't really read the details up on that. So we'll get to that later. But watch this. So Jay-Z was probably helping him out with that. He said Harvey forgot to mention that. They talk like I said, they talk about everybody else. But Aaliyah, forget about Harvey for just 1 second. Where is the manosphere? Where is all the dudes that was on Facebook, all the black men that were on YouTube? Oh man, Corey a sucker. He didn't take the fee with Intel, did you? He punched a woman. No, he didn't punch. He didn't punch no woman. He mushed her, like he already said 2 or 3 years ago. But everybody was still up in full force. Everybody was up in arms. Oh, he a sucker. Okay, so where's the news? You got TMZ. All of a sudden, they interviewing Christina Payne. She's basically at crackhead status at this point. Interviewing her, which actually made her look worse. Smoke detector going off. Popcorn ceiling. Not her life. You could tell her life ain't going nowhere. Trying to amp her up to get her to press charges on Corey again, even though they already went to court. All this energy, everybody was like, "Oh, Corey, he's done." Corey Holcomb declares war against TMZ yet again on his Tuesday show, and then this comes out. Nobody got smoke for Harvey Levin. No manosphere creators. They don't want to talk about Epstein. They don't want to talk about Jay-Z. They don't want to talk about none. They don't want to talk about none of these people. But y'all got smoke for Corey on what? Huh? No, everybody's scared. Like I said, shout out to Ticket TV. He had critique on Corey Holcomb. I didn't like it, but I always respect Ticket TV because he gives the smoke to everybody. It was only him and one other channel that's covering this Harvey Levin thing right now. Only it's him and one other channel. How? Huh? Facts. He said God don't like. Ellis is here. Says God don't like ugly. Harvey Levin and hid fellow backdooria sidekick. Try to put Corey Holcomb on blast. Now what? Like I said, the devil is a liar. I'm telling you. Like AB's man, Antonio Brown said, the devil shall not prosper. Facts. All these niggas they don't put on blast. They try to shape the narrative. He's this, he's that, he's an abuser. They got it all up on the TMZ. Corey Holcomb punched somebody. What? I'm like, y'all trying to Ray Rice? What? Okay. I was like, all right. I'm like, y'all. I'm like, then they put the edited footage out there. They sped it up because I was like, something's wrong with that footage for some weird reason. Something's off. They sped it up, and it's still you can still see Corey. He just muffed her. He didn't punch her. They speed it up to make sure they don't really show Christina Payne putting her finger in Corey's face. And then then it makes it looks. And then once Corey extends his hand, it makes it looks like he punches it to the normies. So if the normies don't even know about the situation, it might look like a punch to them. Right? They do all of this, and now everything is being exposed right now. Everything is being exposed, and look at this. Silence. I don't see none of these people on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. Nobody want to talk about how's the founder of TMZ. Are you kidding me? This should be on CNN. This should be on ABC. These people talk about everybody, ruining people's lives, ruining people's careers, their finances. And you protected child traffickers? What? Nah. We not. I'm holding people accountable. Why nobody want to talk about this? Let me show y'all the search. Let me show y'all my search engine right here. Watch this. Again, if I search up Harvey Levin, or let me just watch this, just Harvey Levin, you search it up, and then if I go on the filters right here, I'm showing you this, and I search up upload date today. Nobody's covering it except for Down the Rabbit Hole News, Ticket TV, and nobody else. TMZ, they decided to cover the Don Lemon situation. And then it's only me, and then somebody else is recording Down the Rabbit Hole News live. So like I said, there's only 2 platforms covering this. That they ruined Ray Rice's career. What? Facts. Somewhere Ray Rice grinning like a chess cat. They ruined Ray Rice's career over this. That's what I was about to say. Thank you for explaining. I was about to go right into that right here. But shout out to Amalia K. Shout out to 5150 Nation in the chat. She says this is effing wild. Harvey's BFFs with a PDF file. Literally. LS is here. He says Ray Rice was already punished once by the NFL. Months later, TMZ dropped the video, and the NFL punished Ray Rice again. F Harvey Levin, F TMZ as a staff media outlet and a mother effing crew. If you down with TMZ, F you too. Anybody that's basically was pro punishing Corey, pro canceling Corey, they on TMZ side. I don't F with them either. Straight up. I'm like, y'all gonna run with this? Y'all gonna run with this and Christina Payne, a crackhead, an alleged meth head? This is what we doing? Oh, I can't wait to destroy these ninjas. And let me expand on that Ray Rice thing. Because that's the thing that I would try to explain this to people in the past, particularly with the Ray Rice situation. I was like, the NFL already knew about the situation. They had the tape, whatever. They reviewed it. They gave him his punishment. Everything was swept under the rug. He went through what he needed to went through. He was still with his girl. His girl was still with him. Nothing else happened after that incident. And then all of a sudden it just gets leaked months later. I'm like, how are you even? And then he gets another punishment. I'm like, how's that even fair? How's that even allowed to happen? But nobody want to focus on, oh, the Ray Rice, oh my fucking God. This is vindication right here. That whole ass nigga Harvey Levin. And people will defend people like this. And then it's and like, if people really cared about abuse and trafficking and victims and all this stuff, why are you not covering? This should be the top #1 story. How's this not? This is not even trending on Twitter. You gotta. I'm sitting there. If Ticket, I swear to God, guys, if Ticket TV didn't cover this, I wouldn't even have known. How, everybody, all these people that be talking about what they finna do if they saw a pedophile or if they see a child trap, they all full of cap. All of them. Let me, man, because Corey has already been on his ass. Yeah, if you down with TMZ, F you. Shout out to Pyro in the chat. He said, I told you. Hey, man, I cannot believe it's just like right after Corey Holcomb declared war on TMZ and then Sean Hawley and those people, yet again, mind you, this is not his first time doing that. But it's just interesting now. What's that? What's that verse? What's that verse? Let me see if I can bring up that verse. Touch not my anointed. What's that verse in the Bible? It's it. Yeah, we got Psalms 105:15. Yeah, chapter 105, verses 15 through 17, saying, touch not mine anointed and do my prophets no harm. Moreover, he called for a famine upon the land. He breaks the whole staff of bread. He sent a man before them, even Joseph, who was sold for a servant. I like that verse. I like that verse. People want to call themselves God's favorites and all this stuff. Where are these niggas at? Christina Payne should be the first person saying, I let these whole ass niggas interview me. If she was really like a victim, I let these whole ass niggas interview me and throw another black man under the bus. If she was really a victim. Why nobody want to say nothing about Harvey Levin being in the files? Nobody want to tune in. Nobody want to do a live. Nobody want to drop a video, a disclaimer, something. Wow. Everybody, man, and it goes to show you that means Harvey Levin has a lot of connects. His influence runs a lot deeper than we think, even in the YouTube sphere. A lot of these people in the YouTube sphere, they're not genuine, meaning their rise isn't genuine. Their push in the algorithm isn't genuine. It's only certain people get to rise up. Certain people get demonetized. Certain people get monetized. This is watch. I'm pretty sure after this stream, you're gonna see a warning on my channel. I bet you. I bet you. That's why people don't want to cover this. Exactly. Shout out to, like I said, shout out to Ticket TV. He really is a equal opportunity. free smoke. He's really equal opportunity free smoke. Everybody else, they full of cap. Oh yeah, it's about what's that whole ass nigga's name? Shisha Zed. Oh yeah, it's about I'm looking at my comments and it's clear to me that we don't have the same values. Where this whole ass nigga? This should be alive. People should be. It should first of all the Epstein files. It should be. People should be like, whoa. But now because at the end of the day they got their favorite person on there. It's got their favorite celebrity or their agent or their lawyer is connected to that celebrity, so they're not going to talk about that celebrity. This is all a game. Shout out to Dick Gregory. Shout out to Dick Gregory, man. It's all a game. These are some whole ass niggas, man. I'm telling you, these are some whole ass niggas. I knew it. All these whole ass niggas that came out in full force. Corey a sucker. He be doing this to women. Anton Daniels making his tweet or his Facebook post right after the video drops. Corey is a predator to women and all this stuff. What? Where y'all at? No, nobody know nothing. Nobody got something to say. Only 2 channels I can find covering that Harvey Levin is in the. Where? Nobody want to say nothing about it. Nobody want to talk about Eminem being in the, nobody got nothing to say. So I was right all along. Y'all don't care. Y'all really don't care about victims or trafficking. Y'all don't care. These people don't care. They full of cap. I always say, like, I always talk about the situation right here. This is in real life. In real life, you'll see people talking about, oh yeah, I want to be protect. I'll protect women and blah 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 blah. I don't like it when women get harassed and whatever. But then when it happens in real life, where it's like an actual woman that's being harassed, I end up having to do the separating. I have to be the one put my life on the line. I got to remove the whole ass nigga because he's ruining everybody else's good time. And every other dude, all bigger than me too, mind you. All these dudes bigger than me. They don't, I don't want to. I guess I got to go to the whole ass nigga and remove him from the whole situation. I told you about what happened to me where it was a girl, not mind you, this girl is well connected. She helps us with the music and all this stuff. She helps sets up festivals and all this stuff. She in there trying to have a good time with everybody else. You got this one random drunk dude making all the hoes feel uncomfortable trying to dance. And everybody's afraid to tell this nigga to piss off. And it's actually beneficial if this dude piss off because we don't want one of the more well-connected females in the game to feel like this. Now, so I'm like, so nobody's gonna do their job as a man to be like, but you know, if I, you know, people will look at my channel, they think, oh, I've heard people call me what I'm a victim defender, sorry, what's it, victim blamer and all these things. But in real life, when it comes time, when it comes time, I know what these whole ass niggas are about. Nobody want to talk about it. This is wild work. This is wild work. Shout out to the unwelcome party. Salute to the war band. If you guys get the chance, y'all should hear me in the beginning of the live stream. I was like, oh, hell no. Nah. This is some bullshit. Man, shout out to Garrett Grant in the chat. Pyro with the $5 super chat. I'm gonna give you something else. I'm gonna give you some the Dr. Umar, then I'm gonna give you the classic money, the money soundbite.
Donations. donations, gifts, 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 more gifts, more gifts.
You already know.
Got money, nigga. We got money, nigga. We got money, nigga.
Yeah, nobody. So shout out to Power with his $5 super chat. He says they are powerful, rich people with money and influence. What did you think was going to happen? They are people. There are people like that. They do dark stuff out of sight. I think people are afraid. Maybe Sean Hawley, who Corey Holcomb was talking about, is who was connected to Harvey Levin and all these people. And then Sean Hawley's connected to Tiffany Haddish. So I guess people like, attorneys like Sean Hawley, they're really more connected than I thought. They don't like us. Yeah, they don't care about the children. This is all everything. When they talk about this stuff, it's all cap. Shout out to Aaron Clary. He was right about all of this. This is, yeah. And of course, they don't want to talk about Jay-Z and all these people. I anybody that's followed my channel, they know what I think about Jay-Z. That boy's dirty. To Harvey, Aaliyah, she says Harvey could have told everyone that he used to be friends with Weirdstein, but it was only business a long time ago. But he sat in silence, knowing the files were being released. This is a huge problem. But watch this. Watch this. Rose City said Jay-Z is Sofa King dirty. Facts. Camel looking ass nigga. Oh yeah, that soundbite, that was DJ Khaled. Yeah. That people forget DJ Khaled used to be saying the N-word with impunity back in the day. Back in the Cash Money days. Oh yes. But obviously he didn't mean no harm. He just thought he was one of them niggas. He doesn't do that anymore, obviously, because he's going to. Unfortunately, one day the reason why I use that soundbite is because I know one day he's going to try to do a power move and they're going to bring this up that he used to say the N-word. Right? Let me see this. So right here in this document, so I already told you about the message reads, try to call you. In the email sent by Crisis Communications Executive Mike Citrick to Epstein, Levin is described as a good friend. The message reads, try to call you. Harvey Levin, who runs TMZ, is a good friend. They haven't reported on this at all, but I might be able to get him to do something on the Duchess in her backpedaling. Epstein replied, okay, with leaking to British press, but think we need to get a statement out. Everything that you see in the news, I keep trying to tell people, when you see certain people getting shitted on in the news, it's because they're not properly connected. They don't have the right agent. They don't got the right lawyer. They don't know the right people. Epstein was able to act with impunity because who was his good friend? Harvey Levin. TMZ want to report on everybody else but this. I wonder why. Why is Harvey Levin your good friend? I don't even care. I don't, and they say on there. So right here it says this: there is no allegation of wrongdoing against Levin, and the documents do not suggest he was involved in any criminal activity. I don't care. Why is he your good friend? Why So here you have, watch this, you look at this email. I can't zoom in. I don't think I can zoom in. When you look at this email, this is beautiful work. From, watch this, from Mike Strick to Big Jeff. Try to call you. Harvey Levin, who runs TMZ, is a good friend. They haven't reported on this at all, but I might be able to get him to do something on the Duchess in her backpedaling. So here we have this. okay with leaking to the British press, but we think we need to get a. So why are associates? Why are people connected to Jeffrey Epstein? Why are they calling you, Harvey Levin, a good friend? Why are they calling you a good friend? Why is Jeffrey Epstein looking at you as somebody that he can use to control the narrative? Like I said, I don't even care if there's no videos. If there's no videos on Harvey Levin, why are you called a good friend by the criminals, by the child traffickers? There's got to be something there. Okay. They're calling you a good friend. It makes perfect sense why certain people got, certain people get reported on, certain other people don't get reported on. It makes sense. I'm about to share this clip. A secret weird society. He said, "Don't you mean Gay Z?" Yeah. Why are you in those documents? Why are you in these documents? Why are the evil people in charge calling you a good friend? Why do, even if it's just hyperbole, why do they feel like they have control over you? Interesting. Why? And no statements. No. Oh, I just, I knew this ninja, and then he knew Jeffrey. No statements. No nothing. Nobody want to cover this. One of the premier gossip websites, entities in the world. Forget the U.S. in the world, really, if you think about it. Definitely in the U.S., obviously. Oh man. Birds of a feather. You already know. Good friend, useful. Exactly. So here we. Oh man, but nobody want to cover this. This was premiered on Corey Holcomb's episode. On Corey Holcomb's platform on Tuesday, right? I didn't really do a review on the episode because it felt like, honestly, a rerun of last year. Like even like one or two of the guests that he brought on were the same 2 or 3 guests that he brought on from last year to defend him when Christina Payne was out here running amok. But this is very interesting. Where Corey Holcomb starts talking about Sean Halley. And then this is where I'm pretty sure in this part, this is where he starts talking about Harvey Levin being connected to Sean Halley and how Sean Halley, watch this. Corey Holcomb said that Sean Halley is working with Tasha K. So this is some good stuff right here.
We talk about you. You a conglomerate in the game, and you after a nigga with a YouTube page. You after a motherfucker with a YouTube page. Because you're trying to silence my voice because it's more powerful than you ever wanted it to be. Homie, look, let me tell you something, man. You said a lot up here. I don't need you up here too long because I don't ever want you to. I ain't trying to bring the heat on you because whatever happened with me and you, I am not phony. I ain't tripping.
Same here.
This how it goes sometimes, but they never expected you to be here.
Yeah, no, it's just a shock and awe.
They never expected you to be here because to tell the truth,
Don't laugh, you're gonna cough.
I can't say the name, but dudes started to come. We ain't got to say who dude is. We ain't on that. Dude started to come because let me tell you something, man. You watch a motherfucker hang an innocent motherfucker. You think they ain't gonna hang you?
This might actually, I don't know if this is the right video for it. I don't think this might be the right here. Oh, right here. So in the look in the comments, they're already exposing it. They said they found your boy Harvey Levin from TMZ in those Epstein's files. Harvey Levin and long hair were on high horses when Corey Holcomb was in the hot seat. Now look at Harvey Jeffrey Epstein named Harvey Levin by name in those emails. TMZ might not make it through 2026. I should have put TMZ on the I should have put TMZ on the swap list, but here we go. They might be talking about Sean Hawley on this one, because I forgot when he brought this dude on the show. I forgot what they were talking about, but Sean Hawley might have been mentioned on this clip.
I got people in my showroom right now that's gonna talk about how this unhinged on the meth side of the game, motherfucker, done too much. There's another question I wanted to bring to you, but like, hey man, when you are in a court of law and you straight up break the rules in court, it is very serious. It is contempt of court.
Absolutely.
While you was trying to be good to some people, they was trying to guide you on how to cap for the judge.
I was intense with it because when they played the traffic back, the judge kept saying, "What are you doing? Do it one more time, I'm gonna kick you out." And the motherfucker kept arguing with the judge. And then I was like, "Oh, this is crazy. This is crazy." Like I said, you can have somebody back, man, but
y'all got another story to tell. And if I allow you,
interesting. Here he mentions TMZ by name right here.
Tell
it's crazy. Like I said, you can have somebody back, man, but
y'all got another story to tell. And if I allow you to tell it, I still need my dust for running them fake ass lies on me. I still need mine. But if you want the truth, since you're so worried about everything, I got people who will tell the truth of who on the meth side of the game really is. Because on the meth side of the game has done nothing but cause chaos in the comedy community. This ain't the first altercation. Do you know what motherfuckers who get down on the meth side of the game do to people? They got so many stories of how they run up on people because they be out they rocker. Y'all don't know, man, and you don't care.
This might be the perfect time, honestly. This might be the perfect time for Corey Holcomb to sue TMZ. This, like, I'm dead serious. Obviously I would never advocate for somebody to do something like that because, like, these people be having, certain small hats that have certain control. They be having certain connections where people be going missing and people's kids be going missing and all this stuff. So I tend not to even advocate for something like that, but this might be the perfect time to really rain down the heat on TMZ. Oh, this is true. So he goes, Chris Mike Harvey is called a good friend by them because he owns TMZ, just like BB. Oh, let me not even say the small hat over there, the guy. Nosferatu said Elon is a good friend. Facts. Yep. How the news is purposely hidden from the masses. I always take it back to sports. All the people they say are all the people that say that they're the bad person, they're the bad guy. I always question. I'm like, okay. Who is Sean? Sean Hawley is the lawyer that Corey has been referencing for a long time on the 5150 show. Her name is Sean Hawley, and she is, notoriously, or it's not like a secret, but she's very well connected to Harvey Levin. Now, nobody, like, I don't know if they fuck. I don't know if that's his undercover girlfriend, but they are very closely tied together, right? So let me show you who Sean Hawley is, right? American attorney, right? This is the person that, Corey Holcomb's been on, saying, like, she's been on Corey's ass ever since she couldn't get one over on Corey, right? But if you search up Sean Hawley, Harvey Levin, watch this. Okay? I remember when I searched up Sean Hawley and Harvey Levin, and I remember because Corey Holcomb was talking about the connection between Harvey Levin and Sean Hawley and how she works under him. So I remember searching it up on Google one day, just like this. And this was the AI overview I got. Right? Sean Hawley, prominent Los Angeles-based defense attorney known for representing high profile celebrities, while Harvey Levin is an attorney, legal analyst, and the founder of the celebrity gossip outlet TMZ. Professional connection and relationship, close association. Reports have described Sean Hawley and Harvey Levin as being close or friends, with Hawley sometimes appearing in or being featured on TMZ. Case coverage during her representation of high-profile clients like Lindsay Lohan, Nicole Richie. Hawley often interacted with Levin's TMZ to manage the narrative surrounding the cases. Media strategy. In a 2007 New York Times article, Hawley acknowledged the connection between celebrity legal strategy and media, stating, "When we approach the bench, what we know and when TMZ will know, it is a factor discussed with the judge." So bottom line right there, that tells you everything you need to know. Like, I don't know if maybe, maybe that's been his longtime girlfriend and they've kept it under the rug because that's a bad look in the public sphere, but they're connected. It's a well-known, everybody knows that they're connected basically in that Hollywood sphere, that Sean Hawley is connected with TMZ in some form, some shape and form, and she's heavily connected to Harvey Levin. So that's their connection. This is something that Corey Holcomb's been talking about for a minute now on the show. So he's kind of already hammered that point home, so much so I had to do my research on it, and I was like, okay, I see, I get it. Let's see if I can play this video too. I saw another video that I could play right here. Yep.
John Hawley tried to extort me when I was doing the We Them Ones tour. She called this cake-ass attorney nigga I had before named, I'm going to say his name because I ain't lying. Give a fuck. His last name Mills. Hold on. Anyway, I'll say his name before the episode over. Hey, somebody send me dude name. Sean Hawley called him asking him about my financials. I got it on audio, bitch.
Interesting. Bro, watch this. So I saw this. It said Nosferatu is another word for vampire. I know, it's just I don't want to say, because I know who you're talking about. Like, I don't even want to mention his name on the channel. He's the big boss of the small hats, the ultimate big boss of the small hats. Oh man. So Amalia K says, this is tricky. What lawyer will accept the case and what judge would rule fairly? That person would have to be, honestly, for Corey to win that case, if he were to sue TMZ, he would need to hire somebody that is like mafia connected, meaning their family is connected in the, in the lawyer game, the legal game, but he has mafia, the lawyer has mafia backing to where if the small hats strike back, he'll be protected as well. So he would need to hire one of those guys that are already protected by like a rival family or something. People might think, oh, Chris, you going into fiction and guys, it's still families that be running these things, these firms, these law firms. And trust me, I can't tell you where I live, but I'm just telling you, these things are still run by families, right? Influence, power, but a lot of everything is family related. If they hear a lot, certain people, if you hear the last name, they be like, wait, what last name you just said? Never mind. So there, right? So he would need to hire like one of those real big time attorneys that is well protected and well connected. And he would have to, like, Corey Holcomb would have to spend a pretty penny. Like the guy that he brought on the show, like, let me see, Nick Reiner. Who's that? Nick Reiner. Maybe if I search him up, I might know who he is. You got to get one of those like real connected people. Mr. Reiner, who's accused. Yeah, I'm looking at him. I still don't know who that is. But I will say this. This is what I will say when it comes to families. There are certain people in my state, in Connecticut, they got famous. But if you look up who their father is, you'll be like, oh. You'll be like, oh, okay. So a lot of this stuff, it's all family, these firms, these law firms, a lot of these is about that last name. The last name really means something. Oh, he's Rob Reiner's son. Okay. Got you. Now, Rob Reiner, that sounds familiar. Okay, yep, I know who Rob Reiner is. Ain't that the dude that didn't he die? Yeah, so that was the guy. Okay. I think did you bring that up? I remember somebody had brought it up a couple of weeks ago where the son or somebody in the family was accused of deleting Broski. Yikes. Or how about this? I'll give you an example that I know of, right? There was like a real I said, Nick was, they're saying his son was, somebody had brought it up a couple weeks ago, but I already forgot about it. But let me bring up another example, because I'm not too familiar with that specific thing. That's a little bit over my head. But there was somebody, they called this guy the Black. There's this one dude. There's this one case that I know of. He was called like the Black something. He was called like the Black Godfather of something. But basically his wife got murdered by somebody like people invaded his house, and then his wife got murdered. I forgot what he. So when you see like stories like that, I forgot what his name is, but it's a story from like 2 years ago. He was like they called him like the Black Godfather of music or something, of like signing artists. I don't even know what the guy's name is or his influence, but his wife got murdered. But when they described how his wife got murdered, I was like, oh, he owed the mafia some money, and he owed them people the money, and he didn't pay it. Right. Like, because they didn't murder him, they murdered his wife. So, and he was basically very tight-lipped about the situation. But I forgot what that guy's name is. But I just remember looking at the details of that, and I was like, oh, this is mafia related. This is it's not even close. Was it Clarence Avant? I think that's right. Clarence Avant. It was like his wife. I just remember seeing the news. Like, what do you mean his wife got murdered? Clarence Avant. Yep, Clarence Avant. Exactly. Yep, Clarence Avant. Thank you so much. Because I saw the situation. First of all, I think I saw like part of the documentary they did. Yeah, they called him the Black Godfather of something, right? And yeah, American music executive. But then when they said his wife, I'm talking about his wife murdered. I was like, what do you mean murdered? What? And when I saw that, I'm like, oh, he owed them people money. You know what I mean? So it's, this industry game is no joke. This industry game ain't no joke, man. The music game, the whatever game, the entertainment game you want to call it, it's no joke. That's one of the more recent things where I saw, I'm like, yeah, he owed them people money. So you gotta be careful out here. You gotta be careful. Here we go. That's where I left off.
Because dude knew you was out of pocket for doing that. And even though he wasn't on my side, Mr. Mills, the attorney, still played it. He played it. Sean Holly, you a dirty, rotten bitch. Ain't no way you should be able to do law ever again. And I don't know what's going to happen when I present all my evidence to the motherfucking people, but I'm trying to do this for the motherfuckers like Tory Lanez and everybody who done got jammed up over your fake ass. Because I'm the fish that got away. I'm the one you didn't jam up. You destroyed my credibility so far. I don't know what else you after. I think you're trying to get some arrest over a gun or something. Because that's why the dude y'all sending me at LAX was like, oh yeah, she said you had a gun. That's y'all angle, ain't it? It's weak.
I'm going to show you that video too. That was a very interesting video. You could tell that guy was sent by TMZ, Sean Holly, whatever. They're all connected, right?
It's weak. You a dirty, rotten bitch. I want to say, if Tory Lanez get to see this, homie, I'm going to bring that bitch down.
Nice. And look, he might get it, and Corey Holcomb might get his wish. Corey Holcomb might get his wish, unexpectedly. He might get his wish. Let me see if I can find that Corey Holcomb video, him getting stalked by the TMZ. Get stalked. Oh yeah, Fawcett.
Because I saw you.
Yeah, Fawcett Media showed it. And it was on his Facebook. It was on his Facebook too. Let me see if I can pull up the Facebook, because I reposted it on my Facebook. That's one of the rare times that I kind of come out my shell on my normie Facebook page. Let me see if I can bring it up. Oh man. Let me see if I can bring it up. Yeah, right here. Let me
Wait, how you holding up?
So this is when Corey was at the airport and TMZ sent one of them people, or clearly connect Sean Holly, definitely had his location and put this dude on his ass.
Wait, how you holding up? Corey, anything you can say? What would happen? Christina? Anything at all? Did you have a gun? She said you had a gun, Corey.
Yeah, so you can hear him. He said, Corey, he said, so is there anything you can say at all about Christina? She said you had a gun. Just go right straight to it. Trying to basically incriminate him on the spot.
Hey, let me ask you a question.
I'm asking you.
Why was you sneaking around that corner taking a picture of me?
Listen.
Why was you sneaking around? You're not that good at being a sneak,
Listen, I'm talking to you.
because I saw you. So I don't know who you are. You haven't identified yourself, but I'm asking you to leave me alone.
All right.
Whoever you are,
right.
weirdo,
All right.
leave me alone.
All right.
I'm asking you.
All right, take it. Take it.
Go away.
I'm just doing my job. Nothing to say.
Whatever you do, I don't care. I don't know you.
All right. All right. Doing my job. I got questions to ask. I'll ask you.
Stop sneaking around the corner taking pictures of people. That's weirdo shit.
It's a little weird.
I don't even know why you're still hanging around. Get lost. I got you on camera.
Listen, I'm just doing my job.
Hey, if you wanted to get famous, you finna be famous.
All right. Cool. I don't want to be famous.
I don't know why you following me.
I'm asking you questions.
Please leave me
All
alone.
right. Hey.
Please leave me
All
alone.
right. You got it.
The devil. This is demon work. Demon work.
That's been my new catchphrase ever since then. I saw that video of that weirdo dude stalking Corey. I've been saying that ever since. Demon work. Rose City says this is hilarious and correct. Oh, about the Clarence Avant situation. Hey, that's no joke, man. It is what it is. People should, a lot of people, they don't read between the lines. Or I'll just say, I'll say like this. I think people forget that the mob didn't really go anywhere. The mob didn't. The mob didn't. They think that they just stopped running ish in the 60s and the 70s. No, they just went into different ventures. Their sons, first of all, in the 60s and 50s, their daughters and their sons went into the TV game. But I'll say this, in the 50s and the 60s, their sons and daughters went into the politics game. One infamously known that everybody knows about is John F. Kennedy. If you research his family and how he got to where he needed to be, that was via the money that his family made, his people made during the Prohibition era, right? But there was a lot of people that made a lot of money during the Prohibition era, and they were able to put their family into a different stratosphere, whether it comes to politics, business, when it comes to the lawyer game, when it comes to the courts, everything, right? They were able to branch, and media, right? So this was very important. So you still got a lot of these people, descendants of these people. I remember, I'm gonna give you even another example of this, right? I've used this example on this channel before. I've used this example before. And let me see if I can search it up. Bill Burr interview on the couch. Let me see if I can find, what's that interview? Yeah, this interview, the morning show on the on Fox 5, the New York Fox 5 morning show.
10 episodes.
And what stuck out to me was the morning hosts, the morning show hosts. So now watch this. I don't remember what her name is, but I remember somebody gave me the name of this lady and somebody gave me the name of this man. Now, this is what's interesting. This woman right here that you see, let me see if I can get a better close-up of her. Let me see if I can get a better close-up of her. So she allegedly, according to my research that I did at the time, she is the daughter of a very infamous mob boss. And this guy right here is the son of the lieutenant of the NYPD. Now, do the math. How did both of these people get the same job? How does the daughter of a mob boss get a job on a morning show in the media on the same couch on the same morning show as the guy who's the son of the lieutenant of the NYPD? How does that work? You people think this is not a coincidence? I was like, wait. So I remember doing my research and I was like, wait, so he's the son of this, she's the son of that. How? I was like, oh, okay. NYPD, LAPD. I was like, oh, okay, this makes sense. You got to I did the quick math in my head. I was like, oh, okay. All right. Yep. He says none of these people and their families went anywhere. They just pivoted and try to cover their tracks better. Now, yeah, they got vending machine businesses. That's the more infamous, one. But these guys, they got soccer clubs. So I don't even want to say the names. These people got soccer clubs. They got all types of. They own fire departments. They own police departments. People don't even know this. They own certain they even, because the motorcycle gangs, they tend to, I think people forget, like, these motorcycle gangs are gangs, right? But they own these people as well. They didn't go anywhere. But, unfortunately, what gets put on blast is what's the stuff that goes on in Chicago, or, the gang banging in LA and all this stuff, but people forget like the mafia didn't go nowhere, bro. And look, you can't go in certain clubs and just cause a ruckus. So same rules still apply. Even you'll I've also said this example on this channel. Like if you go, when you go to certain clubs or certain venues you go to, right? I don't know if you guys have noticed this. There's certain venues you'll go to and you'll see, I'm not talking about security. You'll see like a couple of dudes next to the security, or a couple of dudes, they're just hanging out, they're chilling next to the club. Those guys, those people are affiliated. It'll be like 4 dudes just hanging there, just they're there. They're not loitering. They're there to protect the venue. They're affiliated. But people don't ever put 2 and 2 together. But they be the nicest people, though. Like I remember one of these spots I was playing music at, and I came in with like my 2 keyboards, and one of these guys, hey, do you want help with your stuff? I'm like, I got you. Nowhere. These are the nicest people, but they're there outside. They're not security. They're security in another way. They'll just hang right outside the establishment, right there. Shooting dice or doing something, but they're watching over the establishment that they've been assigned to. These people are affiliated, but people just they just look at it. They're like, nah, I only see it on TV. Nah, there's no way. No, that's that's what they're there for. Yeah, Anderson Cooper. Anyway, there's a lot of people. I'll say even on this channel, a very famous influencer, they're brothers. I've mentioned them on the show. I have a feeling that I'm not talking about the Mannings. I've already said what I think about the Mannings. I think they're affiliated. They've got to be affiliated with something. The way they move in the media. I'm talking. There's another certain set of brothers, very famous. They've gotten famous via Twitch streaming and YouTube, whatever. Both of them went into the boxing arena. One recently faced Anthony Joshua. I haven't really done my research OD on them yet, but I'm pretty sure if I look at their family, you're going to see some connections. Yep, they own professional sports teams, strip clubs, banks, hospitals. He said in Atlanta, one of them owns the football team, a children's and animal. Yeah. There's the money is. The Unwelcome Party says most of the high level people are always connected to some greater entity to push a narrative. Yep, follow the money. And the thing is, you can literally, even with politicians, you can literally look up their sponsors. They have to list. They have to listen, and people don't. They just don't want to do the research. Like you can literally search up the politician and be like, okay, who are they sponsored by? And then even on their website, they'll show you, oh, this is sponsored by this, and that. I'm not gonna say their names. Stone Dinner. I'm not gonna say their name on this channel because I already did. But I remember one time somebody had literally asked me on the chat. They're like, "Do you think that such and such had a hand in the car accident?" And I was like, "Yeah, of course." It's not like I'd be shocked if I was wrong. Like I would literally be shocked if I was wrong on that. Of course, he had something to do with that. AJ wasn't supposed to knock him out like that. And remember, guys, remember this. Remember their mom did a show with her sons, right? The son that got knocked out, and she was livid. She didn't like that. She didn't like how that went down. And lo and behold, hey man. But like I said, I'll leave that alone because these people are connected. These people are connected, and in the state I live in, you know, it is what it is. The state I live in, I can't even be playing around like that. But people dress it up really nice though. People dress it up really nice. But this interview that I'm showing right here with Bill Burr and these two people here, you know, it's beautiful. When I did because somebody put it in the comment section, and I was like, oh, that's crazy. I already forgot their names, but I just if you guys know who these people are, this guy is the son of a former lieutenant of, or I think he was the current NYPD lieutenant at the time, and she is the daughter of a mob boss. These guys got, and you know, forget the banks and all that. These guys got their sons, their daughters. They got they have Twitch. They got Twitch streaming platforms. They got YouTube channels. Their sons and daughters got YouTube channels. There's like one mafia boss that literally has a channel called I'm a former mafia boss. This is my YouTube. This is my Twitch. This is my gaming channel. Right? Let me Mafia 3 cutscenes. Did anybody play Mafia 3? And can I get an amen in the chat? Anybody that played Mafia 3 on the PS5 or on the PS4? Do you guys know the cutscene I'm talking about when who's the villains? What are the villains' name? It's like it's a son and a father. I'm blanking on their names. But I remember the father, who was the main villain in the Mafia 3. He was talking about, you know, how their way of doing things is not going to work in the new world, right? What was his name? Yeah, Sal Marcano. Cutscene Sal Marcano. Let's see if I can bring that up. Let me see. Olivia. Let me see if I can bring up Sal Marcano, the cutscene with him and his son.
Jesus Christ, that is some down-home hooch right. This shit wears on you, grinds you down, somehow puts you above all the bullshit. Paying it. Glad hand folks is you're dead in the gutter, son. All it does is paint a giant goddamn.
I gotta find that scene where he's talking. It's one of my favorite cutscenes.
Bullseye on your forehead. There's a price to be paid for all this, you understand? And I'm tired of paying it. Mainly, I'm worried I'm gonna get a phone call telling me you're dead in the gutter somewhere.
What do you expect me to do, huh? Work the front door? Glad hand folks, as they come on in, maybe give them a quick slap on the ass?
Let me see if I can speed it up. I gotta worry about.
You'll run it with me. And here, after a few years, after I know everything's settled down, you'll take over. Find yourself a nice woman. Give me some fucking grandkids.
Sound bonus fuck.
It's the only way, son.
Yeah, right here. He said, "This is the only way, son." Right here. This is the part I'm talking about. Right here. Right here. Pay attention to this cutscene.
The world is changing. Used to be people knew their place. Now everybody's screaming about equality. Now they all deserve a slice of the pie. Niggas, mix, gooks, you name it. Our way of doing things won't work in a world like that.
So this is why he was in that video game. This is why this guy was hell-bent on paying off politicians, paying off certain people, you know, so he can build his casino and get gambling legalized. So this video game, obviously, it takes place in the late 60s. Yeah, late 1960s. And right there in this video, it basically showed you that before all this stuff got legalized, before all these things that used to be illegal became legalized, it was because you had people, former racketeers, mobsters greasing up officials, greasing the palms of politicians, putting politicians in place so they can get these laws passed, so they can go legit. So that is the ultimate goal. You hide your dirty money in legit business. He said they just bought TikTok and Paramount. He said I did watch. Hold on, my bad. He said I did watch the full story of this mafia game. Oh, so you've watched all the cut scenes. Yeah. It's an underrated video game. The thing is with Mafia 3, the problem with that game is basically after you're done with the story mode, there's literally nothing else to do. After you've done after all the DLCs, all the after all the DLC stories, after you do all there's literally nothing else to do but the DLCs and the story mode. Nothing else to do. But if you just do, and it's very repetitive, so it's a very forgettable video game. But there was a message in there that I pay attention to, right? Watch Dogs, all the Watch Dogs video games. I don't know why people like that video games franchise basically is predicting how the new world is going to do things with technology, AI taking over. This is what Watch Dogs was talking about this in 2015. Self-driving cars, AI basically taking everybody's job, where everybody's damn near homeless. Everybody has to submit to the new world order. Everybody's got to get a chip implanted in their head. These video games, this is why you'll see even a lot of people, like the people that play video games a lot, they already see this stuff coming, because that's basically where they hide their messages. This is where they hide their agendas and all this stuff, right? But anyways, that's just me nerding out for a little bit. Oh man, Corey Holcomb's gonna have a field day with this, man. He's gonna have a field day. Like I said, I'm supposed to be sleep. I'm supposed to be sleep. This is some interesting stuff, though. This is some interesting stuff. Man, I'm just shocked that nobody else is covering it. It's only like I'm showing you right now. I have my filters on today, upload date today, which means in the last 24 hours, only 2 channels are covering why. They're like, whoa, why is Harvey Levin in the files? And he could have easily came out in front of this. Easily. So the connection, it runs a lot deeper, because he could easily explain this away. He could just be like, oh, I knew this dude at that point. This was 2011. This was a long time ago. He could have easily came in front of this. Easily. But that shows you this is a lot deeper than people give it credit for. A lot deeper. Okay. The Unwelcome Party says the media has shown to put the veil on these people, like Kubrick's last film. What's it called? Kubrick latest film. Eyes Wide, or okay. Never mind. I know what you're talking about. Damn, and he was okay. Okay, now I'm looking. They're literally showing the information, because I'm like, Kubrick. I search up. This is what I search up on Google. On Google, Kubrick's last film, Eyes Wide Shut. When was Kubrick's last movie? What caused Stanley Kubrick's death? Stanley Kubrick died of a massive heart attack in his sleep, March 7, 1999. Yeah, just days after screening the final cut of his last film, Eyes Wide Shut, with his family and stars, he was 70 years old. Yeah. Yeah, man. Interesting. Oh, Eyes Wide Shut. But as soon as I searched it up on Google, I was like, oh, so he created that film. And then the next thing on the bar says, what caused his death? I was just like, oh, wow. I'm like, they wasted no time. They premiered the film. Oh, he died of a heart attack. Now, he was 70. They say he was 70 years old, but yeah. Anywho. Corey Holcomb was right about these people, man. Oh, my God. And why no other YouTuber? Why are they not covering this? Why are they not covering this?
Makes news fake is where you don't go.
Why are they not covering this, man? This is crazy. This is wicked work right here. This is wicked work.
Continue to talk. I know it's late out there. I appreciate you staying up to do this.
It's saying I done been through shit like this in my life as well. You know what I'm saying? I'm a stomp down nigga though.
I get it. I appreciate it. You see, you got your little blue jean hat on this show.
I do. I try to.
Motherfuckers out here thinking they can control how war go. You playing with me? I'm gonna play with you. I'm gonna play with you, man. All you online lawyers, that show was viewed by YouTube and monetized by YouTube. Y'all don't know what y'all be talking about, man. Stop being a lawyer online. You're not a lawyer online. You somewhere using somebody else's internet, talking on somebody else.
Saying because it's false. It's false. You know what I mean? If you
used to come, whenever he come to LA, he visit the Improv and everything was cool, but it was a conflict. I wanted you to make you said it all. Dirty, rotten bitch. Ain't no way you should be able to do law ever again. And I don't know what's gonna happen when I present all my evidence to the motherfucking people, but I'm trying to, man, no loyalty to nothing. And all you comics out there who already know what's up, I'm trying to start a petition where you give your testimony of what on the meth side of the game, you dig, has done to you. What she does is she knows how to set you up to lose.
So this is where he's going to talk about Sean Holly right here. They mentioned Lindsay Lohan, how she basically set her up to fail. Interesting. Let's hit this list. Let's hit this part of the show up.
Good. You see that?
she did, what's her name? Dirty. She
did who dirty?
Oh, you're talking about her.
Tory
I thought you were
Lanez.
talking about the comedian.
She did Tory Lanez dirty,
Oh,
but what she does is she knows how to set you up to lose.
From what
And she definitely tried to set me up to lose, homie. When all this paperwork come out about what she did to me, I was the one that got away. She got Tory Lanez, he say for 250, 300,000. Go ahead.
But she got on as his defense attorney first.
She set him out.
Yeah.
She bailed on him 5 days before his trial.
She got on as a defense attorney, and I heard that she was taking the information that she was using to defend him. And then in the end, she switched to the other side, and bam.
That's what you heard.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Allegedly.
But I know I got proof of what he did to me. I ain't got no he say, she say. Let me tell you something. The homegirl called me, and she was so upset. She was so upset, and I know the homegirl. She will super sock a bitch.
Anyway, that's the part where he puts on his fellow female comic on.
It's gonna happen where all that was foul that was done is about to be reconciled. Because we got proof of things that happen. Yo, I'm telling you, man, look, I'm gonna bring her up here for a minute because she helped me and I don't like to see her upset because I don't really be seeing her upset. Come on up here, Miss Lips. What? Not we robbers.
But listen, I'm trying to say I was
the ones they really want to be like. That's why I've been here 16 years. Trust me.
Let me know when you guys are done.
Look at me. I'm talking about us. They have to be like us.
Days or more. But saying that, people are doing some wild things in that snow. You got to be careful. There was an incident in Oklahoma, very young.
But yeah, if you guys get the chance, watch the 5150 show, the Tuesday show. If you want, it was almost like a rerun episode to me. But I don't remember the let me see if I can bring up something. Talks about TMZ. I don't know if I can find the I don't know if I can find like the old clips, the old episodes. Yeah, so right here. This is so mind you, this video right here.
TMZ has been sicked on Corey Holcomb.
So this was put out right here 12 months ago. Sorry, basically last year. This video right here where he says TMZ was sent to destroy me, right? But he's been, like I said, he's been talking about this for years. So I'm just trying to show you right here while he's been talking about Christina Payne, he's been talking about this stuff for years. But I there's really like older episodes from like 2018, 2017 where he would talk about Harvey Levin, his connections, the connection to Sean Hawley. So right here, okay, so there's somebody going live right now, and they're talking about nonsense. They're talking about Tommy Sotomayor and Anton Daniels. Man, forget all that. We need to be talking about this. Let's do something. Let's see who's live. Let's talk about, I'm gonna search up TMZ on my search bar, and I'm gonna go live. Right? Let me do live. So you got me talking about it and nobody else talking about this live right now, right? So let's do TMZ. Let's hit the filters. Let's say today, right? The last 24 hours. Nothing. Oh, sorry. I think it still has a live filter. My bad. Let's take this off, right? So TMZ today. And ironic, here he is talking about the Ray Rice video and how he was able to get the Ray Rice video and basically ruin that man's career. So here you got Harvey Levin bragging about ruining Ray Rice's career. And like I said, it's only Down the Rabbit Hole and Ticket TV that has talked about Harvey Levin being in the Epstein files. Yep, TMZ don't want to talk about it. And like I said, they could easily explain this away. If I was Harvey Levin, if I was one of these evil lawyers, one of these people connected to, paid by Harvey Levin, this would be an easy way. There's an easy way to explain this, where I can make Harvey Levin look innocent. But like I said, this has been around since 2011. That email's from 2011. So clearly, this is a connection. This is and it's interesting. Let me go on TMZ right now. Let me go on the actual TMZ. Let's go on the actual TMZ channel right here. Notice nothing about the Epstein files today. Outside of Orange Man. Outside of Orange Man. And then just silence. This dude been talking about Orange Man and all these other people. Meanwhile, this guy right here. Oh man. Interesting. They want to talk about, Orange Man and ICE. You don't want to talk about nothing. I'm talking about, and it's interesting. They don't put Epstein. They don't put Jeffrey. They don't put none of that on none of the titles. And that could get them all the views in the world, but they don't want to do it. It's interesting what people will risk their monetization for. They'll risk their monetization to show a doctored video of Corey Holcomb and a crackhead. They'll risk their monetization for that, but they won't risk their monetization for this. This is interesting. These guys can act like that they were, oh man, well, we got to protect women and all this. Nah, y'all just haters. These people are all haters. They ain't about it. The Unwelcome Party says, unfortunately, with news like this, the powers that be will distract us from this onto something else. Yeah, they're gonna find something else. They want to talk about, like, to me, that the whole ICE situation in wherever it is, Minnesota, distraction. It's all distraction. This right here is the real news. Yeah, he could have easily gotten ahead of this. That's why I'm like, clearly there's something that we're barely scratching the surface with this story, because this could have easily been explained. Harvey Levin could have been like, oh, I could explain this. This from 2011? You've been hiding this? Okay. Even on TMZ, they don't even want to talk about Jay-Z. They don't want to talk about Epstein at all. They want to talk about Don Lemon getting arrested in ICE. Okay. We'll get, I might have to, because what's going to have to happen, because this is late. Where I'm at right now, it's late. So I might be called up to do a service this morning, so I can't even be up here this long. But I think, first of all, it's my duty to expose this, and then number two, I was just shocked that nobody else is talking about this. It's only two channels on YouTube. Two. Let me just double check. Let me do another search, because I don't understand why this is all hidden. Now I know people were talking like they were talking about Jeffrey. Yeah, they were talking about Jeffrey Epstein on CNN and all these things, but all they're trying to do is, oh, is Orange Man on the documents? Is Orange Man on the documents? Yes, but how about everybody else? Let's talk about everybody else too. It's only on the people that they hate, but they don't want to cover what? They just want to talk about Orange Man on the file. How about everybody else? Could give a F about Orange Man. How about everybody else? We already know about Bill Gates, the saxophone player and his family. Old news. Elon, all these people, old news. How about everybody else? Interesting, man. Very interesting stuff. Yeah, ICE and Orange Man. That's all they want to talk about. This should be like the founder of TMZ is linked. This should be, I'm sorry, this should be top. This should be one of the top news. It's not even trending on Twitter. Yeah, he says hundreds, if not thousands, are guilty and all are in positions of influence. They saying Eminem. They want to talk about Jay-Z, but Jay-Z, that's old news. They're saying that Eminem was in there. Like, what? Marilyn Manson. One of my guys, Pusha T. I couldn't believe it. They're saying that he was one of the handlers or something. I told you it's gonna be people that you like on there. It's gonna be people that it's like, what? He's connected to this? Okay. So I'm gonna have to, like I said, I'm gonna have to look into that too. I'm gonna have to look into all of that. Yeah, Aaliyah, she mentioned Push earlier on. But I'll mention that in due time. What I want to focus on is Harvey Levin. Because these people own, when we talking about owning the media, owning a publication, why certain people get harassed by TMZ and other people, nothing. He's, oh, what are the comments? So TMZ, obviously the channel, none of the videos have said anything, but the comments, I'm pretty sure they're saying stuff in the comments. They have to be. Let's check. Let's check the TMZ channel, because I'm pretty sure on one of these videos they got to be talking about it in the comments. So let's look at this.
Ray Rice was one of the best running.
So here they are bragging about getting the Ray Rice video. How ironic. We were just talking about how they ruined Ray Rice's career. Yeah, so see, yeah, you were right. So Aaliyah, in the comments, they're roasting. So everybody's in the comments like, so where's your report on Jay-Z? Where's your report on Harvey? Where's your report on where's your report on Elon, Orange Man, Clinton? But they put in this, the Ray Rice video. You see the agenda. It's a game. It's a game, man. Sitting there bragging about how they got the Ray Rice video. How ironic. They want to play holier than thou and all this nonsense. But yeah, people in the comments, they're like, yeah, what they're like, what were you guys doing on the island? Let me zoom in on the comments. They're not even talking about the Ray Rice video because now people are starting to catch on. Now the normies are starting to be like, oh, I see what this is. I see what this is. What were you guys doing on the island? Jay-Z being in Epstein files will never be mentioned by TMZ because they protect their own. Bingo. Yep. They said, why aren't y'all reporting the fact that Jay-Z is connected to Epstein files, yet pulling and re-reporting on news from over a decade ago? Here they are bragging about a video from over 10 years ago. Over 10 years ago. They're still basically bragging about ruining Ray Rice's career. Like, this is wow. It's time to start calling out these media companies. I've been saying this on my channel. All the people that they put out there, all the people they put out there is because when you see, I can tell the people that aren't protected or who are actually decent people. I can tell. It's easy to tell. I know Kyrie Irving's a good guy because they try to make him like the devil just for saying I don't want to put that shot in me. I don't want to take that shot. I'm willing to lose millions of dollars. I'm not putting that shot in me. And they made this dude like he was the like he was Lucifer. I know Allen Iverson is one of the real ones. I know it. I know Terrell Owens is one of the real ones, even though I disagree with everything he says politically. But I know. Because you had people like the TMZ, all these, they were on these people's necks. These guys would get a parking ticket and they would be on their necks. And now I think as we get older, I think people are realizing what that whole Ray Rice situation was. They just used that to spearhead a campaign of no DV, no. This was all a setup. Right after the video drops, now we're doing no more. No more commercials, right? These no more. Where we sit back and watch. Oh, hell no. This get this shit out of here. Nah, this is all a setup. Yep. Ice, Orange Man, and Don Lemon. That fat. I'm not even gonna say the word. That's all they wanted. That's all they want us to focus on. He said they probably turn off the comments. They're gonna have to turn off the comments. Eventually, they're gonna have to turn off the comments. Yep, rules for thee, none for me. They went back to it's crazy. Their latest video on TMZ is them bragging about how they got the Ray Rice footage. And it's crazy how we literally brought up Ray Rice as the example of what they basically try to do to Corey Holcomb's career. It's crazy. It's, man. Now they want to brag about Ray Rice, how they got the video. Oh, yeah, by the way, since you guys were bringing up Ray Rice, so we got the video. God bless Ray Rice, man. You know, it's unfortunate what happened with his situation. But people don't even understand. Like, even when I talk about the Ray Rice situation, when you actually look at it in its full detail, people will actually look at it and be like, well, clearly Ray Rice shouldn't have put his hands on his woman, right? He shouldn't have decked his woman, clearly. But when you actually look at this situation, like from an actual objective point of view, there's a reason why Ray Rice's wife is still with him to this day. There's a reason why, because she feels guilty. She feels guilty. I bet you he was. First of all, he was at the casino. He was gambling, and his woman was there. And you already know that's a terrible combination. He probably told her, "I don't want you here." She tagged along. She got up in his face. She struck him first. She struck Ray Rice first because he's little. Ray Rice is what, 5'8", 5'9", but she's taller than Ray Rice. So she thought she could just put her hands on Ray Rice. Ray Rice unfortunately reacted in kind because she forgot that's an NFL player. And it looks like ever since then she's learned her lesson. Right? But you can't say that in the mainstream. You can't say that in the mainstream. Meanwhile, you had a whole bunch of particularly Caucasian NFL male athletes, a kicker, an offensive lineman that literally I'm talking about roughing up their women for years. Nothing happened to him. They just wanted to make him the poster child of DV so they can drop their agenda. So they can push whatever they wanted to push. Hell no, man. Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, when Kyrie had posted the link to the Amazon video, they were mad at him for reposting the link, but they didn't want to boycott Amazon. They didn't want to. They didn't want to say nothing about Amazon for actually profiting from people watching it on their platform. No smoke for Amazon, but all the smoke for Kyrie. Yeah, Friday afternoon to Saturday morning. Same time frame. Yep. Amalia K. She says this has exposed the whole TMZ brand. It's not about what that post is about. Is what they don't post. This is mind blowing, man. This is the real ish right here. I'm gonna repeat that comment real quick. This has exposed the whole TMZ brand, and pay attention to this next part. It's not about what they post. It's about what they don't post. Harvey Levin, he's my friend. We can use this ninja. Okay. How many people they covered? They I keep telling certain people you get swept under the rug. You got the right agent, they'll sweep your stuff under the rug. And when I say when they have the right agents, because there's certain agents, they know certain lawyers they know certain. I'm telling you, man. Certain people they get their stuff swept under the rug because of their connections to this or this. The people that you see get put on blast, they don't play dirty like that. They just don't have the right agent. Or they'll know that other agent is dirty, and they'll just be like, I can't even work with that agency because you're connected to that. And then that athlete will get bad press literally for the rest of their career. Because that happens a lot. From what I've seen, there are certain athletes, they will reject certain agencies, or and then they'll just get bad press for the rest of their career. And people will never get why all of a sudden everybody hates this dude out of nowhere. Also, like I said, you guys need to watch The Boys on Amazon Prime. You guys need to watch that series, The Boys. Don't listen to those Republicans that be talking about, oh, the boys turned woke. Nah, watch that series. Watch that series. All the episodes. These dudes be getting their little feelies hurt. They were talking about, oh, they're showing gay stuff. I'm like, they've been showing gay stuff the whole series. Why now? Because they make it fun of Republicans in the last season. They've been showing gay shit the whole series. They showed a damn whole orgy in the second season. They had no problem with it until they started making fun of the conservatives. Oh, the boys have gone woke. Man, shut up. Watch the series, make the connections, and understand what this game is about, what this media game is about. These dudes here. Chris Mike said, do you remember what TMZ did for Bruce Jenner? From what I remember, didn't they play cover for Bruce Jenner when he had his surgeries? They were saying that he was brave and all that. I could be wrong. But I would have sworn that they protected him. Let me see. The Unwelcome Party said it's all for leverage and blackmail. I could be wrong, but I would have sworn they protected him because Bruce, like people weren't even allowed to say Bruce anymore. They had to say Caitlyn. Even though like I remember even like on they were showing it on Rolling Stone. She got all this she got all this positive praise. Oh no, not the Jenner. Oh no, never mind. Let me see. Oh no, that's a different comment. But they like the meat from what I saw, not just TMZ, it was like all these media outlets, they were saying that he was brave for what he did. I am Malia K says, at this point, just tell us who's not in the files. The list will probably be shorter. Oh yeah, I already know who's not in there. Because even all the people they named, I was surprised about Pusha T. I'm not gonna lie, but Pusha T is connected to Kanye and Jay-Z. And Pusha T, I already know Pusha T is heavily linked to Jay-Z. So what people don't understand, Pusha T has ghostwritten a lot for Jay-Z, for the people that don't know. So Pusha T has helped Jay-Z with a lot of his records. Jay-Z doesn't write most of his stuff. A lot, like I've heard Pusha T even do certain freestyles, and then I would hear it on Jay-Z's album like later on. So it's not too much of a surprise just because of the connection. But I'll say this. I know the people, I know the athletes that are, I know the athletes that I know that aren't on the list. You're not gonna see Terrell Owens on the list. You're not gonna see Allen Iverson. You're not gonna see Allen Iverson. You're not gonna see Kyrie Irving on the list. Those for sure. You're not gonna see Kawhi Leonard on the list. Those for sure you're not gonna see on the list. I could bet. I'll bet literally my whole life savings, my whole life, all the money I've made in my life, that those people that I just named, they're not on the list. Marshawn Lynch. You're not gonna see Marshawn Lynch on the list. When it comes to the athletes, right? Oh man. Yeah. Pusha got money, but he got connects. He's ghostwritten for a lot of people. Amalia K says, every time I see her, I always think that's the lady that ate Bruce. I don't know why I'm like this. Yeah. That ain't no lady. I gotta download that soundbite, the Jonah Hex soundbite. Talking about the car. Oh yeah, the car accident. I forgot about that. Yo. I remember, yo. But that I'll say this, that didn't only happen to Bruce in terms of where they swept that under the rug. There's certain celebrities that have gotten into certain car accidents. I don't even want to say their names, and they didn't even post. They had nothing to post about it, or they vaguely reported on it, but they didn't get any details. I remember somebody came in my comment section and they were talking about the car accident that got swept under the rug by Bruce. You know. But yeah, I completely forgot about that. Holy. But there's a lot of Brandy. I'll say this. I don't know if TMZ swept the Brandy situation under the rug, but this Brandy, she's suspect to me. She's very suspect to me. How about this? And not only, I'll say, because Jay-Z, he's always been suspect to me. That's why, like, Jay-Z's he wasn't on my swap list, because I've been talking about Jay-Z being dirty for years on my channel. I'm talking about since 2022. So that's why he's never really been on my swap list. But Beyonce, she's dirty. She's definitely dirty. Let's not act, I think, in my opinion, I think Beyonce and Jay-Z, they're both, I don't know how you call it, not partners in crime, but co-conspirators. I don't know if I'm using the right term for that, but Beyonce, suspect. Brandy, a lot of death surrounds Brandy. It's no coincidence. I don't think it's a coincidence with Brandy. A lot of death has surrounded her, and she seems to always come out unscathed. And she still looks young and like, nah. Brandy's doing something dirty. I can't put my finger on it, but she's doing something dirty. But yeah, Beyonce, Brandy, I believe, like, I think, in my opinion, people might say I'm wrong about this, but I think either Jay-Z or Beyonce or both are behind the Aaliyah plane crash. I think Jay-Z I'll say I think Jay-Z was definitely behind it, because there's a reason why Dame Dash has that heavy grudge against Jay-Z. It's not because of just some business and them splitting ways because of business. It's deeper than that, because remember, Jay-Z used to smash Aaliyah, and I just think there's a connection between Jay-Z, Beyonce, and Aaliyah's plane crash. I just everything, it just makes sense to me, right? And then you look at Dame Dash's animosity towards Jay-Z. It's very, you don't have that kind of animosity. It's not just over business. It's not just business. It's personal. Jay-Z smashed Aaliyah first before Dame Dash. That's what a lot of people forget. Yes. Yes. Oh, yes. I got to download that Umar Johnson soundbite as well. All right. So there's a connection there. I've thought this ever since high school. And mind you, I'm not a fan of Aaliyah at all, because I think Aaliyah, I don't look at her as some innocent angel. I don't look at her like that. But I believe Jay-Z is behind her disappearance. Okay. First of all, I think Jay-Z's behind a lot of people's disappearance. That's number one. But Aaliyah, she would just be one of many. Co-conspirators. I was like, I'm hoping I was using the right term. It's interesting that the people that they will not The people that they will not interrogate. Excuse me, I had a burp. My bad. I don't drink, by the way, but I had a burp. Man, this is crazy. Okay. Oh, shout out. Oh yeah, shout out to Lakeisha Keisha.
Well-
This is a channel that I just been watching because she's been going in on Anton Daniels. But shout out to Lakeisha Keisha. She put it out there. She talked about the Jay-Z and the Pusha T thing. Shout out to her. But it's a lot of people. They're but I need people, because remember, I told you, once the Epstein files come out, people are only going to be brave to talk about the ninjas that are on that list. I told you guys this. I was just like, I was like, the reason why the Epstein files hasn't come out because they haven't really found the right ninjas to put as the face of this. That's how you know it's mostly Caucasian people and particularly small hats in that list. That's how you know. That's how you know. Now everybody's gonna be brave enough to talk about Jay-Z or Pusha T in the list, but why do nobody want to talk about nobody else? and then Orange Man. That's the only white dude they'll talk about being potentially part of the list. Everybody else they don't want to talk. Somebody said, have you watched Queen of the Damned? No, I don't even know what that is. Maybe if I search it up on Google, I might know what that is. Queen of, these are all the classic, all those movies from like the early 2000s. I know that's the last movie Aaliyah played in, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. No, wasn't the last movie Aaliyah played in was like a Jet Li film? But I think was this the last movie of Aaliyah? Or it's one of the last, obviously it's one of the last movies Aaliyah was in. But those are all the old classic movies, during that time where you could put the truth in there a little bit. Oh, they'll get into this, of course. Warband, of course. Because, technically the Warband has been talking about how our country is basically, and our government is being ran by pedophiles, and this is done on purpose, right? You can't put somebody that's really trying to do a change or is really trying to help the people. You need to put somebody on there that has dirt, so when they stray away from doing the right thing, you can leverage them with blackmail so they can do your bidding. This is why there's only certain people in politics or certain people that have the public eye because they have dirt. The ones that don't have dirt, they get deleted immediately. Right? She said, that is my namesake. It was okay. That was Aaliyah's last movie. She was great in it. Yeah. I thought, but I know that was one of her last movies, but I would have sworn she did she do like a movie with Jet Li? I could be wrong about that, but let me see. Didn't Aaliyah, they had like Aaliyah doing a film, Aaliyah, Jet Li. Yeah, Romeo Must Die. Oh, that was an older movie she did. That was an older movie, but that still was one of her last movies, obviously, because she died in 2001? Aaliyah died in 2000? She either died in 2000 or 2001. But yeah, those were some classic movies though. Queen of the Damned, that's a classic movie right there. Those early 2000 films. But anyways. Yo. She said, that is my namesake. But yeah, the Warband, we talk about this all the time though. But but the thing is, I think a lot of people are gonna miss the Harvey Levin connection because people are not reporting it on purpose because he's well connected. His lawyer, his girlfriend / lawyer, I don't know, maybe that's his, they're related by blood in secret or something. But clearly there's a connection between Harvey Levin and Sean Hawley. But clearly Sean Hawley, she has her fingernails, she has her footprints. She's really heavily connected in the game to where you're not allowed to talk about Harvey Levin or anybody connected to TMZ with power. Anybody that's with power in TMZ, you can't talk about them. And when you got the right lawyer, you got the right agent, you got the right connection, they can suppress it. They can suppress it for a good time, a limited time, before they can come up with a plan to combat this. So Aaliyah's last movie, she was great in it. I think she was only in 2 movies. And she, well, obviously, because unfortunately she passed away way before her time. I think Aaliyah, wasn't she like 20? She passed away at like age 21, if I'm not mistaken. Let me search that up. Aaliyah age. Yeah, she was 22 years old when she passed away. 22 years old when Aaliyah passed away. That's crazy. That's wild. Aaliyah was only 22 years old. Like I said, I'm not a fan of Aaliyah. I already told you what I think of Aaliyah. In the past, I've told you what I've thought of. When it comes to Aaliyah, how she was moving mad. you know, we can go into the details on, how her family basically sold her into the industry. That's how, unfortunately, that's how the game is. But clearly Aaliyah had people were very, I'll say this is from what I've seen from Aaliyah, right? This is what I've seen from Aaliyah, from what I've seen and what I've seen from where with other people, how other people talked about her that knew her. There's clearly was an infatuation that people just had with Aaliyah. I don't know if it was because she was so pretty. I don't know if it was because of her body figure. But people were just infatuated by her. It seems like Timbaland had talked about how she was in love with Aaliyah, but when he met Aaliyah, she was like 16 or 15. I'm like, how everybody infatuated with a 17 and 16-year-old? How is this happening? So that's my assessment. It seems like people were like infatuated or almost addicted to. Clearly she had a something where if she walks in the room, everybody's looking. Everybody, she clearly she captures a room. She was one of these people that was her presence as a woman, mind you, was bigger than life. People were very just infatuated by her. There's people like that. And I think thinks there were certain people connected to Jay-Z, Beyonce. They're like, look, we can make you the face of R&B, female entertainment, blah, 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 but you can't be the queen of entertainment while Aaliyah is alive. It's a dirty game. It's a dirty game like that, man. It's a dirty game. That's just my opinion. I think there were people like, look, we got to elevate Beyonce, or for some reason we got to elevate blah, blah, blah. But we can't do that if Aaliyah is there. Right? So I don't know. And then maybe Aaliyah was probably going independent. Maybe she was going in, and then, people like her, because of her beauty, because of her youth at the time, men are just willing to do anything for her. They would have helped her get independent. Aaliyah had a lot of connects in the industry. There was a lot of people that were willing to do anything for Aaliyah. The Genuine Connection, Timbaland, what's her name? Missy Elliott, all these people, I don't even want to say his name, but all the Jay-Z, Dame Dash, all these, Tank, Static Major did a lot of work with Aaliyah, right? She had a lot of people that were in her corner. So if Aaliyah is one of these people that could have gotten independent and then she would have been fine. She's doing, you can see what we were talking about her movies, but she just had that presence about her where people just wanted to do things for her. People were clearly, they were like, in fact, they were, I don't know, I don't want to say addicted, but people were infatuated by her. I can tell. The way they talk about her, they were they were just infatuated by her. There are people like that. There are men like this, men that are very charismatic that people are just, they'll follow them into death, right? Women, there are women that are charismatic or not necessarily charismatic, but their beauty or their presence is so much so, it's just, there's right? But like I said, I know what's her name. I know Aaliyah in the chat. She don't want to hear. She said, "Let's move past Aaliyah." Hey man, I tell the truth about everybody on this channel, man. Because I look at Aaliyah, she got a sketchy history. Now she is a little bit of a victim because of what her family did to her, right? But she was moving mad. She was moving mad. Like, I was like, when you really look at her dating history, is like, wow, she was moving mad, right? She can't put past anything. But I do think, because it's a gangster game, I do think, because Beyonce could not be where she's at if Aaliyah was still alive. There's no way. Not only just Aaliyah, what's her name? Left Eye Lopez. Left Eye Lopez had that same, just, people just loved her. They didn't like people like that, Left Eye Lopez, and Left Eye Lopez was crazy. Left Eye from TLC, she was batshit crazy, but people loved her, right? She had that Tupac thing going for him. If that was the term I was looking for, that Tupac-esque thing going where people just loved them for them. They really didn't have to be famous. They were just there. They had an aura about them where people's like these, like, you got their comrades are in their 50s and 60s now, and they still talk about them like they're Jesus Christ. Now, people, like, a hater will look at this and be like, oh man, they glazing them. Now I look at that and I'm like, there might be something to that. But Left Eye Lopez, as long as people like that were still, alive. Lisa Left Eye Lopez, I think she died in a sketchy car accident in the 2000s as well. If Left Eye with Left Eye Lopez and Aaliyah, there's no way Beyonce could have really be the queen of whatever she wanted to become if Aaliyah was still alive. If Lisa Left Eye Lopez was still alive, it would have been impossible. No disrespect to Beyonce, but those are just facts. Just being objective. Just being objective. And I don't want no smoke from Beyonce, because I know she got them people too. She got them people behind her corner, right? Yep. She had that X factor. Yeah. Same with Left Eye Lopez. I'm Aaliyah K said, crazy in what way? Oh, Left Eye Lopez burned down her ex's crib. She was extreme. She was crazy, to say the least. She burnt when she was going out with that football player. What's that football player's name? I'm blanking on his name. She burned down his crib. And she didn't go out. Did she even go to jail for that? Did she go to jail for that? I know there's a mugshot of her. Who's that football player's name? Who she go? was it? It was a wide receiver she went out with that all the hoes wanted to be with back in the 90s. What's that wide receiver's name? I'm blanking on his name. Yes, Andre Reason. I hope I'm saying his name right. Andre Reason or Andre Rison. Yeah, that she burned down his crib. That bitch is she loco. She loco. First of all, I can already see it in her eyes. She loco. I know girls like that. She loco. But she had that presence about her as well, where people just were infatuated by her. People were, oh yeah, people said she had like beautiful eyes, hence her name, right? Her, her left eye, whatever. But people were infatuated by her eyes. They were infatuated by these ladies. Rising. Okay. I was like, yeah, Andre Rison. Like, this dude, like all the hoes wanted to be with that dude back in the day. And they were together at one point, but she burned down his crib. that girl crazy. Oh, Amalia K. She says that's not crazy. That's making a point. Of course, you wouldn't think that's not crazy. That's just the tip of the ice. That's just surface level. Somebody like that, you like. But I'll just say this: there are certain women out there where people will be just infatuated by them. And it's not necessarily just because of their looks. It's just something else. I don't know what it is. There's certain women like that, right? I'm trying to think of an example of a woman I know of in real life that have just an aura around them. I'm trying to think. You could say I'll say this: Whitney Houston stayed alive not only because of her beauty, but because she was so talented in the music game. So she had that aura about her, but because of the drugs, technically her becoming a crackhead saved her from being snuffed early, because her and her association with the drugs, it lessened her value in the public eye a little bit. So looking back, it kind of took Whitney Houston off the hook. Because then people were they kind of looked at Whitney Houston like she was crazy. And then, with that show with her and Bobby Brown, they just kind of looked at her like she was crazy. You know what I mean? Yeah, he played for Falcons, but he was known specifically for what he did in college. He was a bad man in college. So Aaliyah, she says he went to court with her the next day. He would be the crazy one, right? Two things can be true. Hey, two things can be true. Because he is crazy for going to court with her the next day, but we've seen dudes go to court with a girl, and then a girl was like accused of like, there's this one dude that like, have you seen like those female teachers that have been getting caught with the male students, and then they go to court and their husband will be still with them hand in hand, right? Oh yeah, Erykah Badu, she is another one. She is another one, but people think that she does voodoo, right? So that's another thing. People think that Erykah Badu does black magic and dark magic. So they're just like, oh, she's a voodoo practitioner. So that's kind of like that hanging over her head. So obviously in the black sphere, right? In ninjadom, Erykah Badu has that presence about her, but overall in the mainstream world, there are people that, even though they're big in ninjadom, they don't really have that how do I say it, that aura where what they do translate in the mainstream. right? But and then on top of that, they were mavericks in their own right. Nah, I disagree. So somebody said Cardi has that aura. Nah, she's just a hoe. She's not in no like Cardi. She's the definition of a plant. She's a plant, right? Now Aaliyah was well known when she was when she was younger, but Cardi, she's a plant. She's an industry plant. There's no, she'll say some real shh from time to time, but she's a plant. Lisa Bonet, she's one of those just like I'm not saying these ladies don't have an aura, but there's certain people that exist. How do I say that? There's certain people that exist where there's no way if you bring up an industry plant next to them that the industry plant can never shine because that person is there. If that makes sense. This is why Tupac has the aura even to this day, right? If Tupac was still alive, right? If other rappers too that you had Big L, right? Eazy-E, right? These people, they had, if those guys were still alive, Jay-Z would not be the biggest rapper, right? If Biggie was still alive, they're not going to be there are people that exist where, I know I'm repeating myself, but I'm just saying there's certain people that exist. If you try to bring up an industry plant next to them, they're not going to compare. They're not going to compare. Their image, their message, their appeal to the mainstream is bigger than life. I'm talking about white dudes, Mexican dudes. I'm talking about racist Mexican dudes that love Tupac. If you say anything bad about Tupac, they might do something to you. Tupac had everybody listening to him. And he was already a rebel figure. So he had like almost like a glow about him, right? It's like I'll give you an example. And he was helped by the industry. Michael Jordan. There's no, like, people won't even let, people are not, they don't even appreciate, people can't even have a proper appreciation of today's basketball players just because Michael Jordan existed. Just because of Michael Jordan's existence. Nobody, like, people can't even be like, look, oh, this guy's a good player, but he not MJ, right? And that's because of not just his skills and his GOAT status, but because of the media machine behind that. So you had a guy that was already the best player in the world, and he has the media machine behind him, and he has Nike behind him. So when I'm talking about aura, that's what I mean. Cardi, she's a plant, right? There's no, yeah, Michael Jackson, right? Jordan, Tyson, yeah, that's another. People can't even. They act like Floyd Mayweather sucks, right? They overlook all the boxers for today that are brilliant boxers we have today. Crawford, brilliant boxer. Andre Ward, brilliant boxer. How about even the people from the past? Roy Jones Jr., brilliant boxer. But everybody in their mind is just Tyson. They just in their, Tyson is just, there's certain people, they got an aura to him. It's just like nobody else can even shine because of their existence. Even if they lose, nobody else gets to shine because they exist. So when you see people like that, I'm talking about they still exist to this day. Their prime was 20 and 30 years ago. People still can't even appreciate the people of today because of their aura. Let me give you a soccer example. Let me give you a soccer example. Maradona. Ronaldinho. Two specific. I picked these two out. Now, there's plenty of other soccer players that have aura in there. Otherwise, the reason why I bring up these two, those two specifically, is literally because you have players that were greater than them that have an aura about them, but they'll still mention these, like those two in their minds. The fans will always love these people. The fans will always love these people. You can't say nothing bad about them. They might kill you. They might shoot. You might, like, I remember they showed a picture of Ronaldinho in like black and white, but the way they had the caption, people thought that he passed away. Like, how about this? And people were in the comments, they were like, yo, don't do that shit again. Right? Let me give you another example with Ronaldinho. Ronaldinho, he was in a Panamanian like prison, and he was the only one that survived. He's like the only person to ever like survive and be treated like a king at like one of the most notorious prisons in the galaxy, because of they literally did everything for him. Now, even if Messi ended up in a prison, I don't think he'd be protected like that. And he's way better than Ronaldinho, but his Ronaldinho's aura, man, it's just same with Maradona when he was alive. Their aura was different. Their aura was just it was different. Somebody said Kobe had Goku aura. I'm not saying he didn't have aura, but he didn't have MJ's aura. You see what I mean? A lot of people couldn't even appreciate Kobe because of MJ. So yeah, Kobe had aura per se. He did have aura. A lot of people respected him in his own right, but his aura was never bigger than MJ's. But I'll say this, he was like second best when it came to aura in the basketball world. I'll give you that. He was second best in the basketball world when it comes to aura. But yeah, aura to me is like I gotta look at it objectively, because basketball is not I don't live and die by basketball, right? Soccer's my main sport. So I look at everything just like when it comes to the other sports objectively. Football, when it comes to American football, it's kind of hard because everybody wears helmets. So you couldn't really see, you can't really see their face and all that. So I'll say with American football, it's kind of hard to pick out somebody. Maybe Jim Brown, where basically Jim Brown enters the room, people give him his salute, right? Who's another person in the NFL that probably had that aura? I'm trying to think. I'm really trying to think in the football world. So you had I'm just talking about that person walks. Yeah, I'll say Jim Brown. To a lesser extent, Walter Payton to a lesser extent. I'm trying to think in the NFL. I'm talking about in the NFL world, because I can't even say Jerry Rice. I can't say that. That would just no. I would be lying. He didn't have Jim Brown's aura. I'm really trying to think, because even the quarterbacks didn't even really. I can't even say any quarterback has like a aura about them. I'm really trying to think. Not really a lot of football examples outside of Jim Brown. Jim Brown was like larger than life, like in his respect. Even if people disagreed with him politically and all that, but he was, especially you talking about the 60s, the 50s, the 70s. So Somebody said, "Why we got to go with your list?" Joe Namath, thank you. So yes, Joe Namath to a lesser extent. I'm not gonna say obvious. I'm not gonna say bigger than Jim Brown, but basically, people still respect him just because of him calling his shot and he won the Super Bowl with the Jets. Just off of that accomplishment alone, Joe Namath out of all the QBs has the biggest aura. That is true. That is true. That is true. I'm talking about niggas love him. I'm talking about black people love Joe Namath. White people love Joe Namath. Joe Namath is like the coolest, one of the, like if you had like a competition of coolest people, Joe Namath is going to make that list. It's going to be OG dudes. It could be people that's in the Black Panther that were blacktivists back in the day. They love Joe Namath. So thank you. Because I was trying to think of what quarterback has like that bigger than life aura. Yeah, Joe Namath. Thank you. Yes. I will agree with you on that. Joe Namath, I will definitely agree with you on that. He said, my uncle loves him. He was a Jim Brown fan, but Jim Brown, because it wasn't just the football, it was also the stuff he was doing, off the football field, the civil rights. Somebody said not Madden. No. Even though obviously the football fans, I'm talking about the mainstream public too, has a liking to Joe Namath, where basically, even if he says something that you disagree with, he's going to get away with it. And the only way those guys can not get away with it if they get, taken out. But usually athletes don't get taken out. Kobe's one of the exceptions because I think Kobe was murdered. That's just my opinion. I think Kobe was murdered, right? I don't think that was a regular accident. That's just my opinion on that. I could be wrong. I could be wrong about that. But that's my opinion on that. But Madden does not have. I'm talking about to the the normies. They know about Joe Namath, and mind you, Joe Namath is nowhere near like the best football quarterback ever. Nowhere near that. But he was bigger than life. Joe Namath was bigger than life. Okay, Amalia K says, "Do actors?" Okay, let me think about it. Well, obviously, I'll say Denzel. I'll say it. But I'm really trying to think actresses and actors because people don't really because they're actors, right? Actors. Yes, Bruce Lee. Thank you. Yeah, Bruce Lee's aura is definitely bigger than Denzel's. Yes, I'll agree. I 100% agree with that. Because Denzel's the easy name, but I don't know. I don't know about Denzel sometimes. But I'll say, yeah, Bruce Lee, bigger than life. He had aura. He definitely had aura. Thank you for that. Because I would have completely blanked on a Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee was definitely that guy. Where basically they still think like people really think Bruce Lee, and it's no disrespect to Bruce Lee. People really think Bruce Lee would be able to beat anybody, but that's just how he was. Just his philosophy, his way of life, him being a pioneer, him literally being a pioneer of a whole different genre of entertainment, of fighting. He will forever be. He might be. When you talk about the number one aura king, it might be Bruce Lee has a good he has a good like argument for top 10 in the entertainment world. His discography, I'm sorry, I don't know, not discography, his filmography. I don't know if that's the right term. Filmography. His movies, his work, his quotes. He was a real, like, he's an actual pioneer. Right? Yeah, Bruce Lee. Definitely. But let me think of another actor off the top of my head. And you guys can put some names in the comments too. You guys can definitely put some names in the comments. And actresses. Bob Marley. Okay. Yeah, I'll agree with that. I'll agree with that. I'll agree with that. Unfortunately, with him, it's just he should still be alive. It's just health complications, and people say that he didn't do the proper things to, like, get his stuff, his foot checked out and whatnot. But he should still be with us, unfortunately. But yeah, Bob Marley, definitely. Bob Marley, yeah. But I'm trying to think about actors and actresses, because it's not really a whole bunch of yeah, outside of Bruce Lee. Somebody said Jim Brown and Ray Charles. Ray Charles was an interesting figure. He was an interesting figure. I just, because when I'm thinking about the people that I bring up, because when I'm thinking about musicians, to me, nobody had bigger aura than Michael Jackson. It's not even close to me. It's not even close, right? Like Vicious was literally like they literally, Vicious was like falling out when they saw him. Like that's just crazy work, right? So he said Prince, I disagree. So with Prince, obviously he's always going to be a cult legend. First of all, any musician, they're always, Prince is always going to be the cult legend, but Prince is always going to be compared to Mike. It's the same thing with Rick James. Same thing with Rick James. Cult legend, but nobody's going to ever compare to Mike. You know what I mean? So mind you, Rick James, I think, is super, like, criminally underrated. Criminally underrated. Same with Stevie Wonder. Somebody said Stevie Wonder, but those people, they didn't have a bigger aura than Michael Jackson, right? The only person that came close in terms of aura was his predecessor. His predecessor. I don't know if I'm saying it right. James Brown. It's the only person that came close to his aura. Right? Yeah, people, yeah. MJ, yeah, MJ was literally, he would literally just stand up and Vicious was falling out. There's no comparison. I disagree. So somebody said Elvis. Elvis only had aura to white people. Elvis only had aura to white. The people that I mentioned, Bruce Lee, right? Michael Jackson, Joe Namath, right? These people were bigger, like, these people had a large appeal to everybody. Bob Marley, somebody put in there. Who else did I mention? Yeah, Michael Jordan. And Michael Jordan was like his media presence, and mind you, Michael Jordan was heavily backed by the media machine as well. So he was a product of media machine, talent, everything, and it was the 1990s, right? So you say, so Unwelcome Party said Muhammad Ali. So for ninjas, yes. But people forget Muhammad Ali was not well liked back in the day. He's well liked now when he started getting the shakes, right? Muhammad Ali does not have a bigger appeal than Mike Tyson. People think, like, the way people talk about Mike Tyson is just like, and I'm just saying. Hold on. Somebody said, yeah. He said the aura has to be cross racial lines. So then you brought up Muhammad Ali. They like him now. They like Muhammad Ali now. But when Muhammad Ali was there during that time, how about this? I'll give you this. Malcolm X. And I know people might say racial, he only appealed to black, but I've seen even the most racist white dudes, they have respect for Malcolm X. I'm talking about to this day. They actually like Malcolm X's speeches, believe it or not. I see some of the most racist white dudes. Malcolm X, he had something to him that was different from the rest. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong about that. That I could accept if I'm wrong about the Malcolm X example. But there were plenty of white people that actually they might have not liked him, but they respected him. They respected him. Exactly, because he stood on business. He was exactly because Malcolm X, he stood on business. Because the media will say, "Oh, he promotes this," but when people actually listen to his speech, or they'll see his speeches in the newspaper, they'll be like, well, at least he has some balls. Like, I'm telling you, I've seen some of the most racist white people in the comment sections in the Malcolm X speeches. They're like, well, he got a point. Oh yeah, they talked about the Klan. Yeah, they talked about that, but really in that situation, he was very. Oh, Fred Hampton. I forgot about Fred Hampton. Hampton. That's another dude. He was very. They had to take him out. Yeah, Fred Hampton. They had to take him out immediately. Basically, Fred Hampton was a Black Panther, but he was so charismatic that he even had the whites and the Hispanic people on his side. So they had to take him out. He was way too. He was like 21, and they're just like, nah, we gotta get him out of here. Is that his name? Is that? I think is that? Am I saying the right person? Fred Hampton. He was like 21. They had to take him out. They're like, nah, he gotta go. They said this nigga gotta go immediately. Imagine you have like a 19, 20-year-old. Like they like he was way too many people were like gave him the time of the day where and the youth took what he said seriously of all races. So they're just like, nah, and he was only 21. They were like, nah, we gotta get him out. They were like, that's enough for you, sir. And that's no disrespect to Fred Hampton. I'm just telling you. So Fred Hampton, you talk about an aura. Yeah, Fred Hampton, in my opinion, he was too influential. He was too influential. Similar to Tupac. Similar to Tupac. Yeah, right here. Fred Hampton and the greatest Rainbow Coalition. Yeah, they had to get him in his sleep. Yeah, he was too. There's certain people they're too charismatic, and then I'm talking about if you got people that's like of the Klan and they want to listen to you talk, they'll hear what you have to say. You had people of the Hispanic community, they wanted to hear what he had to say. And there are people that he spoke against, even the left leaning, the Marxists of the time, that he even spoke against, and they still held him in high regard. Like the government where there he was just there's just certain people you can't let them get off the ground. If Fred Hampton got off the ground, he's the type, he had enough influence to be like, look, we're gonna like he had enough influence where he had Black people like and like poor white people to and poor Hispanics. He had enough influence to, if he told them, look, we're gonna take over these police departments, we're gonna go and take over by force, or we're gonna go to these government buildings and we're gonna raid it. He had enough juice to do that. In such I'm talking about in such a short span of time in his life. It was the stuff he was talking about. I don't know how he even got this information at such a young age. It just makes no sense. I never watched the I know they recently did a movie about him a couple years ago. I didn't get a chance to watch the movie, but the research, even like the short clips I saw of him, and he was too dangerous. I'll say this: I don't blame the government. I don't blame the government. He was way too influential. He had too much. He had too much charisma. So they were like, nah, we can't let this guy get off the ground, right? Yeah, that was the move. That was the movie, Judas and the Black Messiah. He had enough clout to if he said to his people, I need you to do this, we're gonna really start this revolution per se. He had enough clout. There's a lot of people that say he had enough clout to do it. And he was only 21. Last I checked, when they got him in his sleep. Let me see. Fred Hampton, age. Yep, 21 years old. 1948 through 1969. 21. Somebody said Dr. Sebi. I'm not going to say, because there's a lot of people that think he's a scammer. You know what I mean? So he has aura for us, right? In the black community, right? But there's a lot of people that are like, now I'll say this, I've heard Dr. Sebi, one of Dr. Sebi's sons, talk, and he was putting people on blast for people trying to use, Dr. Sebi's last name to hustle fake products. He put his son put these people on blast. So shout out to one of Dr. Sebi's sons. Or was it his grandson or I think it was his son. He did an interview with one of these people. Yeah. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think of an actor. Because if we go to a musician, how about this? A comedian. I'll give you a comedian that had that glow about him. Bernie Mac. Bernie Mac had that glow about him. I'll give him his credit. Bernie Mac. Another comedian. Who else? Who else can I think of? And I'll say this. There's this one actor who might not get. Actually, I won't say it. I won't say it. Richard Pryor technically is the king of comedy, but Bernie Mac, he was. I'll just say with Bernie Mac, he was everybody's king, if that makes sense. I like George Carlin. I like George Carlin, but these guys were not. Bernie Mac was definitely larger than life. He's one of those people. He walks in the room. That's it. That's it. Like I got like I'm looking at it objectively. Honest. I'm just really looking at it like, yeah. Oh Lord. Did it? Oh man. So Aaliyah K said Barrio. And I'll say this. He was the priest. Obeezy was what you call the perfect politician that everybody would fall for, right? That's all I'll say about him. But he doesn't even, I'll say this, Obeezy doesn't even have bigger aura than Bill Clinton. That's just my opinion. But I won't even say he has bigger aura than Reagan. Right? Politicians, I don't want to count them because they're all corrupted. The president with the biggest aura was John F. Kennedy. He was that's not even close. It's John F. Kennedy had the biggest aura, and then you could probably say Clinton. You could probably say Clinton or Ronald Reagan was probably second place. And then you could probably say, what's it, Theodore? Yeah, Theodore Roosevelt. Like everybody loved him. FDR, maybe I'll say maybe Franklin. I'll say Abraham Lincoln, only because of his stature during that time. Abraham Lincoln, maybe Now, mind you, I don't think these people were good people, right? I'm just talking about their aura. But yeah, Abraham Lincoln to us. I'll say this. You know what? I'll say this. People, I'll give him his credit. Jimmy Carter, rest in peace. Jimmy Carter was somebody that people respected. I'll say, yeah, Jimmy Carter was somebody everybody respected, because even though people might not like him as a politician, I think people I'm talking about of all races, mind you, when it comes to Jimmy Carter, I think people thought when it came to Jimmy Carter, like, this is a genuinely good person. He has a good heart. I think when people saw Jimmy Carter, they're like, he wasn't that bad. Like, he was a decent dude. So I'll say Jimmy Carter. Obviously, he does, in terms of the aura, he doesn't trump them all, but he has the most human respect from the normies. He has the most respect from the normies, because I think people looked at Jimmy Carter. They'll hear some of his speeches. They're like, he's not that bad of a person. He's a decent guy, right? But yeah, obviously, the founding fathers are obviously. Somebody said George Washington, Thomas Jefferson. We look up to them now, but when it comes to overall, excuse me, I would say overall, I would say John F. Kennedy, Abraham Lincoln, Bill Clinton, and I'll say Theodore Roosevelt. I'll say Theodore Roosevelt. I'll say the most gangster president that we probably have ever had was probably, it's got to be might be Dwight Eisenhower or George H.W. Bush. Those were probably the most gangster presidents we've ever had. Those people were ruthless. Like George H.W. is ruthless. That's a ruthless motherfucker. This dude, what? Anyways, yeah. I'll say JFK definitely had the biggest set of stones. Only POTUS to stand up to the small hats. He wanted to end the Fed, like legit, and he got taken out for it. And his assassination was so, like, there's people to this day where the reason why they don't trust the government was because of that assassination. He, like, JFK, like, his assassination was so big. It was because of that assassination that the term conspiracy theory came from. So JFK to me will always have my respect, just off that. So there's like with JFK, I'm talking about, there's people that went crazy in the head because they're just like, why would somebody kill him? And they could never. There's certain people I'm talking about, I know they went crazy because of that assassination. Yeah, Eisenhower. Yeah, Harry Truman was very. I'm not talking about our aura when it comes to Eisenhower. I'm just talking about the stuff that they were doing, like when it comes to their gangster cred. Eisenhower was ruthless. George H.W. ruthless. I'm trying to think of somebody else. But yeah, somebody said it in the chat. Truman, very ruthless. Truman was a ruthless. What's the guy from back in the day in the 1800s? Andrew Jackson. Andrew Jackson was oh my God, this dude. People need to do their research on the stuff that Andrew Jackson was doing back then. That dude was wild. I told you, our country is run by gangsters, bro. Straight up, man. Oh man, yeah, Andrew Jackson. People really need to do their research on what he was doing. That dude was wild. The Trail of Tears. Yo, man. He was wild. He was wild. You know, because we like to talk about, you know, Genghis Khan, right? You know, the people from overseas, uh, Alexander the Great. We had these people, they still existed in America. We act like these people didn't exist in America. You had people that were just like straight. Oh, I was about to say Obeezy. Yeah, but Barry O might be the most gangster of them all. Like I said, he was the perfect politician. But all the stuff that people were complaining about Orange Man of doing, he was doing it. Like Obeezy was sending drones. Like he okayed drones being sent on like children, dog. Overseas. Grant, another one. Grant, ruthless president. We've had some ruthless presidents. Obeezy was ruthless. He just didn't like the way they kind of portray it, but the stuff, you know, Obeezy was okaying overseas. What he did in a country in Africa that starts with the I don't want to say the these people are ruthless. So forget, we're not even talking about order no more. We just talking about some ruthless people. Yeah, I didn't want to say that. Yeah, I'm like the country that starts with the L. These are some ruthless people we've had. Ruthless. I don't even know why Republicans hate him so much. It makes him like he did stuff where I'm like, whoa. If you actually do your research, I remember like one of the White House roles, one of these comedians, he put him on blast. He deported a gang of people. Obeezy was no joke. Affordable Care Act. And I'll say this, you know, it's interesting. The powers that may be that were behind Obeezy, dangerous people, right? Remember when that story came out about that gay dude that said Obama went down on me or something? when he was in college, and then the dude ended up dead. And I'm like, you mean to tell me there's no women or men in Obama's past? None. And you already know what that means. He had those people silenced. Yeah, in college. Yep, in college. They said that like when he was in college, he did a line of blow, and then he like the guy was like, I'm a dirtbag, I'm a criminal, I'm this, but this is my Obama story. Oh man. That's how I knew he was telling the truth. And I knew he was telling the truth because I wanted it to be a lie. That's how you know it was the truth. You're just like, oh my God, this is not good. Because he didn't make him, the guy that came out with that story, he didn't make himself the victim. He was like, nah, this is my, look, I'm a dirtbag, I'm this, but this is my, this is my Obeezy, this is my Barry story. Right? Yeah, the Acorn Group. I probably should even say it on my platform right here, but oh man. He said, "Are you sick? Move along, bro." Oh yeah, Leah, she loves Obeezy. She loves Obeezy. But this is the oh Lord. Good Lord. But anyways, this is the cold hard truth about these people. Right? George W. Bush he wasn't ruthless, he was just reckless as hell and not very smart. Even the Republicans will admit that. That was not a even the Republicans would amen to my choir when it came to George Bush's intelligence. That's probably one of the dumbest presidents we've ever had. Right? That was, Dick Cheney. He was really the one pulling the strings when it came to George W. Dick Cheney, he was the real gangster in charge when George W. was in charge. Aaliyah K said, I refuse to hear these stories about obesity. Hey, one day, Aaliyah, I'm sorry to say this, but one day you're going to have to do your research. Like, out of all the most of the presidents that we've had, they're dirty. Most of them. I'm not even so. Ellis has a comment that I'm not going to repeat. I have respect for Reverend Wright, though. I have respect for Reverend Wright. He was an intellectual. He had an interesting point of view. But yeah, Cheney was no joke. He was no joke. The stuff he got away with. I'm not even gonna repeat the shotgun incident. Anyways, he said, basically all of them. Basically all of them. Like I said, JFK is the one that I have the most respect for out of all of them because of what he was trying to do. I'm trying to think about all the past presidents. I'm really trying to think about all the past presidents. Oh, you know who was probably the most evil of the presidents? You know who was hold on for a second. The most evil of them all. You see. Hoover. Some of the most evil presidents, in my opinion. Yes. Herbert Hoover. I had to look up his name. Herbert Hoover. Evil. Herbert Hoover and Lyndon B. Johnson. Those are probably the two of the most evil people that we had. In my opinion. I think something was wrong with these motherfuckers. Yeah, Herbert Hoover and I don't think Garfield was eviler than Lyndon B. Johnson. Look, in my opinion, Lyndon B. Johnson, when you look at his quotes, FDR to an extent, but if you look at the quotes that Lyndon B. Johnson, I think with Lyndon B. Johnson, it was like with him, I think with him, he was so evil that he really didn't care about I think he really looked at the people as like ants, as just like puppets. He really looked at them like there was just a means to an end. Vietnam, means to an end, right? Shout out to you. Thank you, Into Deep. I was trying to think of the war. It's like, yeah. When you actually, first of all, when people actually find out why we were in Vietnam, it wasn't even, man, we look, Lyndon, something was wrong with Lyndon B. Johnson. He looks, he's one of those real evil politicians that we had. Like he looks at, like he really looked at I believe he looked at the common man, the common woman as just idiots, just useful idiots. We could be replaced. Like it wasn't even, he looked at the common folk as like we were nothing. That's just my opinion on Lyndon B. Johnson. Like real evil type of person. You know, H.W. Bush, obviously one of the more evil too, but he was more of, I'm going to get my policies. I'm going to establish this reign of terror. This I'm gonna make this almost like my kingdom, right? So he was evil in his own way, where basically he basically ruled over America for way more than his terms, way more than his allotted terms. But Lyndon B. Johnson, to me, he was just one of those people. He really just he was not only ruthless, but just plain evil. He just looked at everybody as just willful idiots, puppets, a means to an end. He really didn't care. LS is here, said BO is pretty evil. He spread Backdoria worldwide. That's true. Barry O, that's his fault. That's his fault. That's his fault. But what people don't understand too is the reason why that there was a blue wave in 2008 was because of the nonsense on Wall Street, particularly when you're talking about the recession that happened under George W. Bush's watch, and how the Republicans of that side at that time basically sided with the people that were robbing the American public. So that's why there was such a blue wave during that time. That's what a lot of people forget. So Barry O was the perfect storm. He was left-leaning. He was black. He was liberal. It was the perfect storm. So the next president was always going to be liberal, because people had basically had it up to here with the Republicans. It says, why do the USA always invade countries with with poppy seeds? Later on, oil. Right? War, but I think people forget just the basics of war. It's always about resources. It's always about land, territory, resources. They can talk about, oh, this guy's a terrorist, this guy's this guy's a dictator. It's not about none of that. Land, territory, resources. It's like one of the basics that you learn in history, but people still fall for it. people still fall for this nonsense. Even with Venezuela, oh, this guy was a dictator. This is why we had to look at the Venezuelan residents celebrating the capture of the president of Venezuela, of Maduro or whatever. And it's all the residents that are living in America. It's none of the actual Venezuelan residents. I'm just sitting there like, this is we're evil, bro. We're evil. Leah said, I'm gonna tell my mom if you keep talking about obesity. LS said Backdoria is Obama's legacy, and Obama came in and took care of Wall Street and gave Main Street the finger. Yep, this is true. This is true. He said, yeah, we don't need oil. China has the largest opium users. This is true. But this is where I come into question. Because I believe this. I believe this too. I believe America, we don't need the oil like that. Not like that. So, but we always are. It's no coincidence that the countries that we try to invade, particularly in modern times, are the ones rich with oil, right? So it begs into question, who are the people in charge of this country for real? Because we don't really need America, we don't need the oil like that. So it really calls into question, who are the people in charge of this country? Because it's really the people the financiers of this country, which is probably related to the small hats, those are the people that need the oil per se. It's not us. We don't really need it. Like, it's the people that really run this country. They want the oil, not us, not like America. It's the people that are really in charge, the financiers, right? Exactly, the central banks, the small hats. It's really them, right? And basically anything to help their country, right? Everything has been exposed in 2025 that basically we're not even, the stuff that we do is not even in America's best interest, is in that country's best interest. That country, y'all know the country that I'm talking about, full of the small hats, right? The country of the small hats. So all these invasions, the robberies that we've been doing, it's not even for the benefit of America. We don't even need it like that. It's for the small hats. They want it. So we got to run cover for them. Exactly. The tycoons want something, so they fabricate a reason to make themselves richer. But I love how you who said that comment? Basically, yeah, exactly that. We don't need the oil. Because with the drugs, the amount of drugs that people be inhaling, taking, injection, that's all we need right there. Just the drugs. That's all when we took over the drug game, that's all we needed. We were straight. Like, you know what I mean? We were straight. That's all we needed. The oil stuff, that's the small hats. You know. Yeah, it said less than 60,000 people controls the global wealth. That's scary when you think about it. That's just really, it's really scary. Hold on for a sec. Some Leah's asked, what does a small hat mean? I'm gonna give you a hint. I'm gonna give you a hint with this. Do I still have the sound bite? I'm gonna give you a hint with the sound bite.
Everybody ya shabab, yalla yalla ya shabab, all together ya shabab, yalla yalla ya shabab, everybody ya shabab.
That's my hint I'm gonna give you. There's another. I should actually have a different sound bite for that. The small hats. Their religion is starts with a J, right? Yeah, it's Aaliyah, you gonna have to use your context clues. I can't even. I'm not even gonna say it on this channel. The small hats, right? Call them the small hats for a reason, right? Right? When we say, right, Jeffrey Epstein, where's Jeffrey Epstein? That last name, Epstein. Exactly. It was so funny when they found out that Epstein was intelligence for that country. They're like, why does he have all these passports? I'm like, bruh. Why does he have all these passports? Bruh. I remember seeing that as one of the headlines. I was like, y'all cannot be this slow. Where are these passports coming from? Why does he have all these aliases? What's that? Aliases. Why does he have all these aliases? That boy runs intelligence for that country, that alleged country, that territory. That's how all these politicians their place. He gets these people. He hangs with these people. He gets them in a compromised position where there's pictures of them with kids and them messing with kids, teenagers, etc. And that's how you're able to get politicians to go against their own country's best interests. Said multiple passports is standard for small hat central. And then on top of that, if you're running intelligence for one of these governments, if that's like your side job or your side hustle or your main job, you're gonna have multiple passports. You're gonna have multiple aliases, especially if your job is to be a destabilizer. Somebody's Aaliyah says, "Why do we believe he's dead? We've never seen him enter that room or leave that room. Where is Big Jeff's body?" You know, there's a lot of people that think he's still alive. That's that's a good possibility. It's a good possibility. I would say this: the most guilty of the bunch is what's his name, Prince Andrew. That's the most guilty, like, Big Jeff associate I've ever seen in my life. He was just like, especially that interview he did when he got caught up with the Big Jeff nonsense. That's one of the funniest interviews I've seen. I'm like, who told him to do that interview? Oh man. That was hilarious. That was one of the funniest, like, clips that you'll see right there. The excuses that boy tried to come up with, like the Queen of England had to put that boy in hiding. The Queen of England had to put Prince Andrew in like the back burner. They're just like, bruh, you making this you're just making England look bad right now. Like, I even like that situation was so bad with Prince Andrew. I believe, in my opinion, I think people might disagree with me, but when Meghan Markle was Harry's wife, or what's it, the princess, the unofficial princess at the time, I believe she struck a deal with the Queen of England to basically just take over the headlines during that time when Prince Andrew was facing a lot of slack. That's my I can't prove it, and I could be wrong about that, but it was very coincidental that Meghan Markle was kicking up a lot of dust around the same time that Prince Andrew was basically, he was going to face the straight shaft from the British media. But the Queen of England, she's a smart lady, old hag, but smart lady. Old hag, but gangster. That's another gangster, the Queen of England, right? I believe she was like, look, you're easy target for the British media. You're easy target. I just want you to just be who you are. I'm gonna give you the freedom to do what you need to do to kick up dust. Because all Meghan Markle had to sneeze and the British media was going to be on her ass. Because we already know how the British media, how racist the British media is. That, in my opinion, I think that's like just so Prince Andrew could be like, let me leave that in situation alone. Oh man. UK police. Oh yeah, let me chill when I'm talking, because those people don't play. Those are like the original gangsters, the original colonizers. Let me chill out. The Unwelcome Party said that's the colonizing old school Euro royalty. You're dealing with their facts. She was a legend. Yeah. Well, Meghan Markle, she is a yacht girl. It's not even a legend. She is a yacht girl. She was placed. Like these things are not, you don't just fall in love and then you just end up, being the wife of the prince. Like this is all planned. This is all planned. The queen allowed this for a reason. Because there's a lot of turmoil that family is going through right now. But Meghan Markle was the easy target. This is how when you're a different level of evil, a different level of understanding what your media is like, understanding the environment. Meghan Markle was allowed to basically just take the heat off the actual family and make the family almost as a sympathetic figure in the public eye. This is why Meghan Markle was allowed, but that's a different level of game. People are not even ready for. This is why I suspect that the Queen of England, I think her and Meghan Markle struck a deal. That's just my opinion. I think the Queen of England is that. I think the Queen. Wait, hold on. Is she even still alive? Let's see. Queen England. Ain't that bitch? That bitch still alive? Is she still alive? Oh no, she died. She passed away. She passed. I was about to say, but during that time when Meghan Markle was in there, I believe they struck a deal. So yeah, there's a king of England now. Like that family's in turmoil. that family's in turmoil, and Meghan Markle kind of took the heat off for a little bit. That was done on purpose. Yeah, King Charles. they got now. Oh shoot. Yeah, the Queen is dead. Yeah. King Charles now. That nigga don't got that. Look. The Queen, she was wickedly brilliant. Wickedly brilliant. Oh man, Queen Elizabeth II. 1926 to 2022, according to Google. According to Google AI. But yeah, I'll say Queen Elizabeth II, she had a different type of brilliance on her. That low key, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I almost respect her gangster. I almost respect it. Some gangsters you gotta respect. Like her man. Did they kill Princess Diana? Well, everybody knows that. Yeah, all the cameras were turned off. Oh, that's another lady that had aura. I forgot about her. Princess Diana. She had a lot of aura. People just liked her for some reason. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's she was like she had like a. Maybe it's because she was such a clear. She was beautiful. She was pretty and all that, but she had a reputation. Like even though she was a hoe, but people still respected her. It was weird. She definitely had a glow about her as well. She had, yeah. But she couldn't really be the reason why she had to go because she really couldn't be controlled as well. Right. So there was gonna be a time where she was gonna have some authority and she couldn't really be controlled. She kind of she kind of did whatever she wanted to do. And but at the same time, she was still she actually had a love for the people. And people, I think people could sense that about her, that she did like she didn't look at the people like they were just ants. She had a love for the people. Too much, so much to a fault, right? Somebody said she liked the darkness. Yeah, she got around. She got around. She said she dodged all them landmines, but not the total. Oh shit. Do I have the hold on for a second. Let me see something real quick. Frankie Boyle. Princess Diana joke. Let me see if they have it here. No, that's not it. That's not it. No, that's a joke that nobody. Nah, where's the one where it's just Diana Ski Electrics. That's a old joke from back in the day. What is this stream about again? Oh yeah, Harvey Levin. I'm gonna do another Harvey Levin stream later on today, but I gotta peace out. I went on too long. It is way too late from where I'm at. But we should talk about this another time. Yeah, exactly. They hate people they can't control. So Princess Diana, she was just one of those people. They couldn't really control her. They really couldn't keep her in bounds. So they're just like, fuck it. We'll take the public hit. We'll take the public hit. Right. So they had to knock her off, unfortunately. Even though I'm talking about when people internationally love you for no reason, that's what they're like, fuck. She had too much of an appeal. They're like, all right, we got to knock her off. So shout out to you guys. I'm going to do another Harvey Levin live stream later on today. It's going to be a video or a live stream. Benazir Bhutto. Let me see. He said Benazir Bhutto. I'll say this. With her, I'll say this. It wouldn't be fair to say she didn't have that, because I looked at her and then I'm like, oh, I remember. My old civics teacher was obsessed with this woman from back in high school. And I remember they did something about it. She was very progressive. You know, but yeah, they knocked her off. They knocked her off. She was a progressive woman. Yeah, that's another, a lot of people don't know about her, because I couldn't even recognize her from the name. It's only from the picture. I'm like, oh yeah, they knocked her off. Wait, let me see. Benazir. Oh, they got her death. Yep. Assassinated 2000. Yeah. 2007. Yeah, they knocked her off. They try to put they try to hide it. They try to sweep it under the rug. But yeah. But shout out to you guys. I got to peace out. I know my peoples are like, why is this dude still up? By the way, I remember when I did that live stream when I was at the retreat. I might have to delete that video. The live stream I did when I was at the retreat, and all those people were in the chat like, yo, Chris, who are these people, bro? I gotta take their faces out of there, man. So shout out to you guys, man. Peace out. I got more smoke for Harvey later on today, and for the people that did that neglected to cover this story. So shout out to you guys. Peace out. Let me find the outro video. Shout out to this one. I'm land it on a joke. I'm laying on a joke. So shout out to you guys. Peace out and good night. I gotta get some sleep. I'm dragging right now because I gotta get some sleep. Shout out to you guys.
You know how the false prophet said, have you ever been swallowed?
I would have been swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed up? Have you gone through a time of swallowing where everything was overwhelming and you were at your wit's end? That is my point of view.